Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. Welcome to Wolfpack Wednesday, episode 31. This is going to be our Christmas party with all of you fine folks out there. So grab some Christmas pajamas, grab a Santa hat, grab a loved one, grab a mistletoe, watch this video, and let's sit back, have some fun, maybe pose a figure while you're at it, because we're going to talk about some Christmas stuff. We're going to talk about some announcements. We're going to talk about some releases. We're going to talk about the showcase. We're going to talk about Sideshow pre-ordering, the RSVP pre-ordering. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight. So sit back, enjoy. Let us know in the comments that you're here. Say hello. Also, I started with a poll tonight, so go vote on that before I close it out, because I do want to start the show kind of closing that out and seeing what the results are. So before I check in with you fine people out in the audience, I want to wish my panel a very Merry Christmas, and so thankful for you guys to be here week in and week out. You know, none of you guys get sick of this. You don't get tired of it. You know, you come with a happy, smiling face every week, and I appreciate that. DLO, you showed some growth tonight. You got your Christmas gear on. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah. You can thank the missus for this. She was asking me about this stream. Like, are you guys gonna do anything special for Christmas? Like, I mean, they will, but I'm just gonna wear whatever. She's like, no, you gotta stop. I was like, fine. So she ordered me something real fast. It actually doesn't fit very well. My head it's actually hurting a lot right now because it's super tight.
Oh, yeah.
But I wanted to be festive enough for you boys here. So Merry Christmas to the boys in advance, and Merry Christmas to the chat listening to us live
millions.
here. Yeah, right. In the billions. Or is it millions? Yeah, it's the millions, he said, right?
Yeah,
I forget. Sneak.
Yeah, it is.
It's the millions, right?
Hell yeah. You know, it's funny too, because I've been trying to order a good Santa hat, and they always say like adult, men's, one size fits all, and they're all super tight. I'm like, is my head really that big? I can't believe it.
The wife and I had a debate about that, because I said, honey, this is too tight. She goes, no, it says it's for adults. It's like, you ever thought for 1 second that a woman's head might be slightly smaller than possibly my gigantic dome here? He says, but it said unisex. I'm like, I love you. Thank goodness you're gorgeous. Thank goodness you're good looking. I love you, honey. That was the end of the conversation.
Well, it's good to have you as always. Brick Artemis, always good to have you as well. Brick.
Can't get my hat right here. Come on.
I know they're tough to situate. Brick, you and I go way back with Scotch and bourbon and our bourbon endeavors. You know,
simple diversion, baby.
Remember years ago when this little guy came out?
I do. I remember that.
This is the Johnny Walker,
White Walker,
the White Walker, and this was pre-COVID. We drank one. It wasn't good. I saved one, but I'm wondering, do I crack this baby open tonight and just enjoy it with you guys, even though it's not that good? But the company is better. Brick, I'm going to leave it up to you. Save it or drink it.
Drink it.
Right.
Let's go.
Drink it. While I'm opening it up, tell me how you're doing, sir.
Sucks. Why save it? You know,
it was supposed to be if you froze this, right, or put it in the fridge.
Then it changes color on the front, or looks frosty or something like that. Yeah.
Right.
Gimmick.
Yeah, man. Been doing great. Here tonight, I'm extremely tired because I got no sleep last night. But when I'm tired, I'm a little bit more out of left field, so that can be a good thing or a bad thing. So we'll see how it goes tonight. Got some Buffalo Trace here. You got me on the bourbon kick while we do the show, and
on the trail.
I'm excited for this one. We got a lot of stuff that came out, announcements today, so this is going to be a great show. And Christmas is on the way, so man,
right. Yeah, we're going to talk a little Christmas here coming up. I want to dig into your childhood dreams and fantasies when it comes to Christmas, but
damn.
Britney Spears.
Get deep. Jeez.
But first, I want to say hi to EvilSneaker.
Starting off with a
and
bang.
You have yourself a is that a Stormtrooper onesie on, correct?
It is. It's a Stormtrooper onesie that was gifted to me during the holidays, actually. Last year, I believe. Last year or the year before. I forget what it was. But yes, it's a full-on Stormtrooper onesie. Yes.
And your hat doesn't look as snug as ours.
It's not, because like Dila was saying about the big heads, I have like a long, mine's like oval and it's long front to back. So I did like my research on Amazon of, I always read the reviews and then I type in like the search, like big head or like large head. And then it came up like, I have a whatever their like fitted hat size is, like 7 and a quarter or whatever if you wear a fitted hat. So, and they were like, yeah, it fits perfectly. So I was like, oh, great. It's going to fit. Fits perfect.
Did they send you a free one so that you could test it? And then I feel
like
review it
on my channel.
I feel like you're a baller at getting free stuff, man. So.
They did not allow me to do that, but it wasn't that expensive anyways. You know what I mean? Just nice.
It's funny you say that because I did the same thing. I would look at reviews and I'd see, I'm a dude and I have a big head and it fits great. And then I'd go down to the next one. It wouldn't fit my husband's head. It was way too small. I'm just like, oh, okay, like
what she said.
I just got to take a guess here. So
then you just take the chance and hope it works out. Mine worked out fine.
We're still talking about hats, right?
Yes, we are. Yes. Yes,
I don't know about you guys, but I'm very excited for Christmas. This is like, it's crazy. We were talking backstage, like Graham, like it doesn't feel like this is gonna be our last stream before Christmas, but it's crazy. We're 5 days away. It's like going into the weekend here shortly. Just very excited going into Christmas. Wondering what's going to be under the tree this year.
What do you guys have for? I mean, we don't have to go into super detail, but you guys got any like plans this weekend? I know for me, I mean, I got something Friday, all day Sunday, pretty much all day Monday, but then I'm going to try to squeeze some like relaxation football in there as well. Just time with the family and just kind of sitting back. You guys going to watch any movies? What do you guys got going on, DLO? You got anything big or you're kind of low key?
It's going to be a pretty eventful weekend. I took the whole weekend off to spend with the family, of course, for this wonderful occasion. So we're going to do a show. We're going to be watching a show. We're going to be watching Nutcracker on Saturday. We celebrate it on Sundays. We do Christmas Eve here with our families. And we like to kind of chill out Christmas Day. We have a tradition at my house here where we'll open up our presents for our house. And then shortly after, later on in the afternoon, we'll go catch a Christmas movie at the theater.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it sounds fun. Going to see a Christmas movie actually in the theater. That'd be cool. Well, yeah, it sounds like it's going to be a good weekend for you. No work, so that's great. Brick, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, Sunday's pretty much booked, whether it's spending time with family or some football. So that's Christmas Eve. Not Saturday morning. I wanted to talk more about this later, but I do have a live stream for Life Lego Built with Brian from Maju Space. So I'm excited about that.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's
man. I'm excited for that. Hopefully we get a good show out. Man, Christmas morning we usually just wake up, kids get all excited, run down the stairs, open up gifts. We try to go youngest to oldest. So my wife is always the last one. Nice. I mean, I don't think I'm getting any Hot Toys figures, but I was able to get the Miles last week and then the RoboCop the week before, so I'm okay.
I was going to ask that. Do you guys open? Do you take turns? Do you all just kind of open? Like, how do you do it? DLO, do you take turns opening? You watch individually everybody open their gift, or do you kind of all just rummage at it at the same time?
Yeah, I wouldn't say there's really a system. Just whoever gets to the treat first, I guess, is kind of how we roll. No rules, just whatever, free form, just chill, have a good time.
Sure.
But typically, like most parents, you wait till your kids get their presents first, and then you start giving your spouse theirs and what have you there. So it's a good time. You want to take photos of their reactions to that stuff there. So yeah, it's the kids, always the kids.
When it comes to like my family and the wife's family, they're very opposite. So like my family, a little bit bigger, but it's always like everybody's kind of opening at the same time. So you're kind of trying to like take it all in. But then with her family, it's very much sit and do one at a time. And it usually takes like 3 or 4 hours. And you're just like, cool. It's fun. It's nice though. So it's just different contrasts for both families. But Sneaker, how about you? What are your plans this weekend? You got some big plans?
I don't really have any big plans. So I work Monday through Thursday. I work 10-hour days. So Friday I'm off, and then I took Tuesday off. So I'm off Friday through Tuesday, which is really nice long weekend. I got to wrap some gifts still. We got through all the kids' gifts wrapped pretty much, besides a couple that just like came in the mail that we still need to wrap. But I still got to wrap the gifts for my wife that I have in a pile right next to me actually down here. There's a bunch of stuff I have to wrap for her. But we kind of go... I have I have a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. So the 1-year-old will probably just get into one thing and probably just we'll get a toy and then want to just play with the wrapping paper for the whole morning. But we usually actually go like kind of like distribute one at a time, have somebody open. But I just like, with my son being 4 now, he like is really getting it this year. So he's really excited. Got the elf on the shelf going, and we have a Christmas Grogu that moves around. And it's like a Build-A-Bear Christmas Grogu in like a holiday outfit. So like him and Eddie the elf move around throughout the days, and like Eddie the elf. So they move around. So like he's really into it. So I usually go all out for Christmas, and like Santa leaves footprints, and there's lettuce and carrots out in the front yard for the
awesome.
For the reindeer that have been bitten into and stuff like that. So I'm really excited to see his reaction, as a young kid, because I know and I'm sure you guys can relate too, like part of collecting is like when you were younger in those moments, right? So I want him to have meaningful Christmases where he remembers, these types of things, where he just looks back and he's kind of getting to that age where he's starting, like I said, get it. And I want that to be really exciting for him. So it's a big deal, him opening gifts. We try to make it pretty special. And then of course I'm hoping I get potentially a figure under the tree this year. We'll see. We shall see. And then I got some figures that I got that I'm putting under the tree.
Next week, we're going to do a show called What's Under the Tree.
Yeah. So, but yeah, anyways, long-winded answer, but I don't really have any busy things going on. I'm excited for a nice, relaxing weekend and Christmas time for sure.
Awesome. It will be fun, I'm sure. So yeah, I'm excited for Christmas to be here. Let's check in with the chat, see who is joining us tonight, starting with Eddie Rodriguez in the house, throwing up that too sweet. You get one right back, my brother. Primetime
Eddie
Reviews, channel member. What's up, guys? Early check-in for me. We'll catch the replay. So Brandon here, he won a Cad Bane today through a waffle. So like, congrats to you, dude. And he scored that Spider-Man on pre-order through Sideshow, which we'll talk about in a little bit. So big day for Primetime Reviews. Congratulations, sir. That's awesome. We got Tristan in the house. He says, Enoch. I'm so hyped for this figure. Hope you and your fams are well. We got Combat Evolve. Good to see you. Yeah, Enoch is a buy for me. The red ribbons on the trooper throw me off. I'm not going to lie, guys. I was really busy at work today, so I've kind of saved looking at these photos and everything with all of you out there. So we're going to kind of unpack this together and check it out. So I'm excited for it. Big Breda in the house. Let me answer your title question. Yes, they will. You can cancel the stream. Question solved. Always good to have Breda in the chat and keeping us on the straight and narrow. Thank you for being here, Breda. Appreciate you. Yeah. So one of the questions was on the title. Will Hot Toys complete the Ahsoka line? When I say complete, Balin and Shin seem to be, and Hu Yang
and Ezra.
Are those and Ezra? So there's 4 yet that they'd have to do. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but think about it out there. Let me know what you guys think, if they will complete it or not, and we'll talk about that. Some guy in the house. Thank you for being here, my friend. What's up, favorite peoples? Boom and boom to you. We got Doc Bat. Always a pleasure. Season's greetings, my friends. X-Man, so happy to have you here. Here we go. We got Toy Collector. Happy Wednesday. That Enoch and Night Trooper looking good. Hoping we get a zombie sculpt with that Death Trooper. We're going to talk about that too. But man, it seems like a lot of positive reactions. And I mean, a lot of people out there love troopers. And this is definitely a trooper, but this one has like personality, like character. Like it differentiates from the rest. So it's going to be fun to talk about. Titer FL. Our second favorite Floridian out here. Thank you for being here. We got Brad in the house. Looking forward to tonight's stream. Hammer of God. Hello there. Mike Literis, one of my favorite channel members as well. Favorite names out there. Thank you for being here. We got Cylon. Hello and happy holidays. Hello there. Universal Keith. Thank you for being here. Hello, everyone. Born Again. Merry Christmas to the Wolfpack and a Merry Christmas to you. Queso Blanco, what's going on, Austin? What's up, guys? Christian Cooper, what's up, everybody? Thank you for being here, my guy. Let's see. We got Guillermo LR. What's up, Wolfpack and viewers? Happy holidays. Sunny Vale, hello and happy holidays, folks. Good to see everybody in here. 56 in the house so far. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my friends' channels. Jazzy, always a pleasure as well. Evening, boys. Finally got my second order of module case DF series. Let's effing go. That's awesome. A big deal. Congrats to you. Now, the fun part of setting it up. But no, that's big, man. That's big. That's Christmas has come early for you for sure. Breda says, geez, is this a hot toy stream or a booze stream? This stream is exactly what I want it to be and what I say it is. Breda, thank you very much. Let's see here. We got Stacy, Jedi 291. Good evening, guys. Looking forward to the show. Some exciting figures announced. For show. The Ben Thomas Show. Hey, everyone. Hey, Ben. Always good to have you in here. We're getting down to it. We got Hot Toys Hotline in the house. Y'all handsome? Yeah, well, we try, you know. I always look my best when I'm wearing my finest pajamas. So, you know how it goes out there. Let's see. So Ben says, I'm working on a song for the channel. Stay tuned. Ha. Ooh. Okay. Batman Collectibles in the house. Hot Toys Figure of the Year. The Batman. Just my opinion. Merry Christmas, guys. The end of this week, I'm coming out with my top 10 figures of 2023 that are in my collection. And spoiler, I am making an exception and putting that Batman on there. Don't care what anybody says. It's my effing list. So let's go. Striker 47, thank you for being here. Happy holidays, everyone. I enjoyed Sideshow's event today. What are your thoughts in seeing Artisan Wonder Woman that is supposedly sold out regardless of what they said, used for videos and picture? So the one that was given away, correct? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah,
that is correct.
Yeah, I haven't watched that stuff just because I didn't have time, but definitely want to go over it with you guys tonight. So, what do you guys think about that, really quick? Any indifferent? Have an opinion about it?
It could have. I'm gonna be a positive person here and say, you know what? Maybe they used one knowing they put one to the side knowing that they were going to do this a month or a month or two later. So, yeah. Trying to be positive here, or they just screwed us.
There's no way they don't know they have this stuff.
They
positively lasted 30 seconds, which
like
another
thing is too is like warehouse find of Tarkin Vader 2-pack a few months ago. Like you just found a Tarkin Vader 2-pack out of nowhere in your warehouse. It's just like they've done this in the past.
They found the Tarkins. They found like Farm Boy Luke's. I mean, like everything that we covet is still there somewhere in that place. If I just had a day.
Could you imagine just like going into the warehouse and just
it's game over,
walking through and
I rent a U-Haul truck right before and I just park it there and guest parking and it's like leave with everything. No one can stop me. But it's gonna be like that, guys. I guarantee you.
I'm sure they allocate some
about
of those
it
for
a couple years from now and that'll pop up again. This is a Sideshow.
Yeah. X-Man says, I didn't know about Elf on a Shelf till I was in my 30s. My roommate at the time told me about it. We used my giant, ridiculously articulated Spider-Man 2 figure as Spidey on the shelf. Dude, same here. Like, it was never a thing, I don't think, growing up until, I don't know. I started seeing it in, like, Facebook pictures, and then I'm like, oh, it's actually, like, a thing for kids. So we started doing it, too. But I'm always up for new traditions. But, yeah, was it ever a thing when you guys grew up? Or has it? It's pretty new.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. Not my
I
generation.
knew about it in the last couple of years too.
Right. Eclectic Collector, what up, everyone? What's going on? Thank you for being here. Christian says, I saw a package I wasn't supposed to see, and it said Sideshow. That's all I saw. I'm hyped. Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Striker says, we have 9 figures from Ahsoka already, plus number 10. With the Death Trooper, so why not go all the way? Again, I still think Balin is more of like it gets tricky just because he passed away type of thing. But I could be perfectly, wrong with that. I don't know. I think it muddies the waters a little bit. And they always did they complete Mando any of those seasons? Do we feel like they actually completed them? And
what did they miss?
I'm just asking because I can't remember really off the top of my head.
I don't think anything critical that they missed.
I can't think of any. Well, yes.
Blue guy.
No. Well, no. Gosh, I can't think of his name. And also, what's her name? Gina Carano's character.
Yeah, they will make her now.
I mean,
Hey, Mars Toys is making
still,
her.
It's not completed, right? I mean,
Mars Toys.
Right? No. What's the? I mean, Apollo Creed. What's his name? What's his character's name again? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Talking about Carl Weathers' character.
Fernando. What's his name?
Grief Karga.
Recar. There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
That's a good
Yeah.
point. They didn't make Reef Karga. Yeah.
So I mean, it's
Only kind of make.
the only line they've ever finished was Phantom Menace. 2 for 2. The only 2 characters.
No, they need Padawan Obi-Wan.
Yeah, they do.
No, I mean, I'd be curious to see like what lines they actually completed. I mean, Dark Knight, I would suppose is complete. You even
They also
got
didn't do Miggs Mayfeld. He would have been a cool one to do. Miggs, Bill Burr's character in Mando would have been a good one.
Yeah,
They do a Scarecrow from Dark Knight.
they did.
Did.
They even
Did they?
did the Demon Batman. They did Gordon, 2 Gordons.
Okay. I knew there was a
did,
Scarecrow, but I must have not known it was a hot toy. Okay.
Yeah, they did Robin.
Lucius Fox never
Yeah,
did him.
I remember
Boom.
Boom.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
There's
I don't know,
knowledge
man.
in
It seems
here.
like they always at least leave one out. But we'll see. We'll see. All right, I got to catch up on this. So we got all you guys here. I want to reach out to each and every one of you. Adric23, another channel member. Thank you for being here, my friend. Wayne Timothy, hello everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Merry Christmas. They're Rebel Hot Toys is definitely all in on Rebel season 5.
Yeah.
The new Apellis, supposedly that Wonder Woman was the only one they used in their first look video. Was
Makes
the one they
sense.
used. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that Spidey, man. Let's just talk about it right now. That Spidey, $340 before taxes and shipping as well, dude. So, Brick and I, Sneaker, did you get it?
I did.
You did.
I did.
Okay.
Yep.
Dilo, did you try for it?
I sure did.
Sure didn't.
That's good.
Sure
Okay.
didn't. I want it.
So,
But I was just like, I thought I was gonna swing and miss. I was like, I'm not gonna even bother.
so the 3 of us tried, and we were all successful. We all have our Spidey pre-ordered, but it felt a little disgusting to me because when I saw the price, and then like you see that final price with shipping and tax, you're just like, man, for a Spider-Man, which I mean, I like Spider-Man, but like, I don't want to say when you have one, you have them all, but like most of them come with the same kind of like accessories, right? So like, there's no head sculpt. There's really nothing. The base is made of the flimsy plastic. It's limited. That's what the driving point here is. But it still felt dirty.
Limited.
Yeah, dirty to pay that much. So, we could talk about the process in a couple minutes. But are you guys stoked that you got it, Brick? You gonna keep it? You excited? Was it just something?
I
you're
am
trying
not
to-
excited at all. And I'm a Spidey fan, man. Over
which
here.
is crazy. Yeah, because
No,
you're the big one.
I think it's a cool looking figure. But that's it. I don't think anything that it comes with
It does
that
look
ups
nice.
the price. The base ups the price. The limitation of the figure ups the price. I don't. I'm not a type of person that cares too much about limited. And then the base is disgusting. So the figure's cool, but the figure alone is not worth $340 to me. You know what I mean?
No,
And I
it's not.
wouldn't use that nasty base. I just wouldn't. I don't like the
The
little
pop-up-
green goblin in the
pop-up
background.
parts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you for that. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm somewhat glad I got it, but I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It's a cool figure. I think people who love the figure and love everything about it, it's really cool. It does kind of scream comic book, and I'm a comic or was a huge comic book fan, but it doesn't really stand alone to one specific artist, so that bothers me.
Let me ask you
I don't
something.
know. Yeah,
You're a big comic book guy. This
Sure.
is comic accurate. How many Spider-Man figures do you have?
Oh man,
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4.
6 to 8 probably. I don't know because I got.
And more on the
Would-
way.
Would
More on the
you
way.
would you possibly sell one and then keep this one?
No, I would rather sell this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, I would rather sell. So
I'm
you
kinda
have the
surprised.
homemade. We have the homemade suit there. That's not as cool, but the posability for that thing is just on par.
Mhm.
Like nothing matches that posability. I don't. Any
'Cause you have
figure.
Garfield, you got Miles, advanced suit,
Yep.
homemade suit. Is that it? That's
Yep.
in
And
house.
then I have the other Miles right there, and
Oh,
then
yeah,
I
you
got
got that
Spider-Man
Miles.
2.0 coming. I got the quarter skill up there.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah,
It'll be interesting.
just-
So, do you think you'll look at the figure and then decide if you're going to sell it, or it's going to be like sell it sealed, brand new type of thing if you do? Or do you think you might look at it and be like, "Ooh, I don't know, maybe I
it
want to keep
depends,
it"?
man. Because like if I if this figure goes for like, I know this sounds bad, but honestly, if it goes for like $500-600 on eBay, you know, I might look around. I don't care. You know, like who doesn't do that? But if it's not really going for that, then I might take a look at it before I sell it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
You
being honest,
call your boy D'Lo up when you're down about that figure.
hey,
Just give it to D'Lo.
Yeah, just give it to him.
yeah, I almost was like, screw it. I had some car problems, and then I got lucky with a this Lego thing. So I won't talk about that, but that was interesting.
talking about Lego
Interesting day. I don't know.
I'm just kidding. But
Nah,
Sneaker,
all good.
you're stoked, right? You have a couple.
I'm
Spider-Man
excited. Yeah,
figures,
like
but-
I want like I've been wanting a classic suit Spidey for a while, and like I was going back and forth between whether or not like I wanted to take the chance and pre-order, like try to pre-order this one or get the like PlayStation 4 classic suit. But I'm pretty happy with this one. I also like the comic look for this. I think that's a really cool look, like with the bigger eyes, and like I'm the prices I feel like a little high, but also like I feel like I actually like the base with the, you know, like the piece that you put up around the base. I don't know if I'm going to use the other like Spider-Man wording and stuff like that. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to use that, but I think like that part that goes around the base, even though it's like those flimsy plastic things, I do think it looks pretty cool. I know it doesn't come with a lot, but I really like that camera that it comes with too.
Oh, that's
I feel like
camera's
that's
cool.
gonna look
cool one.
really cool
Yeah.
to do a really like classic suit Spider-Man look. I'm excited for it. Also, like I got to use rewards, so I had like $50 in rewards. So
It helps.
yeah, that helped. Like I've been just kind of banking those. So that helps ease the pain a little bit as far as what the cost was. Like ended up getting it under what the list price was. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I'm definitely gonna I'm not selling this. I'm definitely going to keep it. Also, the fact that it's limited. I know like I've talked about this in the past. Like I like having limited stuff in my collection. Like,
yeah, I
that's
mean,
just something
the nice thing about it, not only just for value, but the fact that not everybody's going to have that in their collection. I mean, it's great. Like I want everybody to have the Batman because it's such a favorite figure of mine, and it's so good that I'd like everybody to be able to have it. But at the same time, it's nice to differentiate your collection from other people too, and just kind of say like, you know, I'm able to have this, and not many people do.
Yeah, so it's kind of like that's kind of a bonus, which is interesting because I guess the only Spider-Man figures I have in my collection, they're all limited with Advanced Suit 2.0 and then like the upgraded Miles suit, and now this. They're all like limited Spider-Man figures, I guess, is what I have in my like that I'm gonna have, which I guess to me is like pretty cool. But it would be nice if other people were able to get them as well. But yeah, I mean that's just like I like having limited stuff as well.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks that, like I said, everybody can't get it, but I feel like yeah, it's cool. I'm excited about it. Definitely gonna keep it. I'm not gonna sell it. 100% gonna keep it.
So it's projected to ship out January to March of 2024. I'm hoping it's closer to March, just because
I don't
you know
think so.
I would just like to
I
be
think
able
it's
to
coming January.
build some money up. But the reason why I'm really interested in it, not only because it's limited, but is because it is that classic looking Spider-Man. That's what I've really wanted in my collection. Is I'm not a big Spider-Man fan like Brick, but I do like Spider-Man, and I just want that. I'm very traditional, I guess. I want that Spider-Man, and the classic suit was the closest one to it, but I never pulled the trigger, and you know, for a good reason, because now this one's come along. So yeah.
So Graham, would the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man interest you at all? Because you're traditional, he's the original Spider-Man.
It might, but I don't know. I wasn't the biggest fan of Tobey. So like me kind of getting this one, just knowing that it's just Spider-Man and not like a character behind the mask. It almost, I don't know. It's just kind of like, it's just, it's pure Spider-Man. It's not an actor behind it. It's Spider-Man. So
Good point.
I gotcha.
I guess that's kind of the way
I feel like if you came with a head sculpt, I would keep it for sure. But
right. And it's not that I don't
kinda-
like Tobey, but it's just not like I'm in awe of those movies. They're good, but it's, you know, I'm a casual fan.
I'm kind of with you in that, like, I'm not, it's honestly for me, I'm kind of glad it doesn't come with a head sculpt, because then I don't, like, I would never, I'm not going to display a Spider-Man really with a head sculpt on it. I'm probably just not. And like, I really like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, but I feel like it's nice to just like, I just want a representation of the character. Same with like the video game ones. I don't need head sculpts for those. I just want like a representation of Spider-Man in the outfit. So yeah, I'm with you on that one, Graham.
Yeah. And I don't know where I'm going to put them. Am I going to put them with Marvel, or do I put them somewhere separate, like more of like a movie shelf? Because but even though it's comic book, so I don't know. I got to think about that stuff and where he's even going to go. But
You're going to keep it?
I think so. I mean, I hate to say it. It kind of depends when this thing drops, and if I'm in a bad spot, then we'll see. But
yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
I gotta really just kind of get back to being disciplined on not going on eBay and just kind of finding a deal and buying it, which I've been okay lately. So we'll see. But I mean, the Batman too. I mean, if somebody had that available, I'd be splurging on that right away. So I'm trying to save myself from myself. Patience. Doc Bat says Ra's al Ghul was not made either for Dark Knight. So
wow,
point. Yeah, that's a good point.
Good one.
A lot of kit bashes of a really good looking one, so you don't forget it's not a real one.
Yeah,
I've been wanting to watch that trilogy so bad recently. I haven't seen it in so long. Dark Knight.
Yeah, it's good. It's still good.
So good.
Still good. Brad says my Bat cycle ships tomorrow from Underground Figures, dude. Sneaker was saying this too, and I'm like, I'm so jealous. Like, I hate saying this because Sideshow is a good company, but I'm like, why do I do this to myself and order from Sideshow when they're always like last to get me my shit? Like,
well, it's crazy because the distribution for him is from Sideshow as well. So
right?
Like,
That's
he gets his stock from Sideshow. He just gets it like right when they get it. It ends up getting shipped to him like rather quickly. In some cases, it's kind of weird, but yeah, mine's shipped as well. I'm very, very excited about that one for sure.
DLO, what are you going to do about the Batman? You're just going to wait, keep waiting? I mean, it's just hard to find right now. Do you think it's going to slow down and then you'll be able to just snag one somewhere?
Yeah,
Local
that's kind of what
comic book
I'm banking on. I'm taking the risk on this one here because I generally am like you guys. I would love to have him right now, but I collect a lot of different lines, and I'm knee deep in a bunch of them at the same time. I just got to almost the finish line with Brick over here with the Spider-Man line that I've been working on here. I just got Goblin last week. I'm just waiting for Toby to arrive. Eventually it'll be announced for whatever. But yeah, it's tough because I'm starting to see the figures that I care about. It's easy when it's not the figure you care about, but when it's sort of your figures are being announced for release, like I'm getting hit. I got RoboCop. We got the Batman. Wrecker was just officially. So I mean, there's a lot that now are starting to click with what I have going on for me. That now it's just like I've got to be more. I got to be a lot more patient, just because there's an overwhelming amount. It's the most I've seen since I started collecting, honestly, where it's just like I can feel the pinch where I'm feeling myself fall behind. So, the Batman I was not expecting. So it's just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna have to play the long game on this one here, which I think, to answer your question, Graham, in a long-winded ways, I think I'm gonna be fine. I think there's gonna be an opportunity for me out there, whether it be through a retailer or through a fellow collector. I have faith in the community to where something else will be announced, like a la the in-art Batman, and somebody is gonna want to let go of their Batman, and it's gonna want to fund that one and whatever, and that opportunity will present itself, and then I'll get my Batman then. But I'm just.
Are you waiting for deluxe or deluxe with Bat Signal, or would you get non-deluxe? Where are you at with that? Do you need that?
Party wise, I've always said like I want the deluxe with the Bat Signal. That's my go-to. That's the one I've been eyeing since day one. Would I be happy with just the Batman? Yes, and I wouldn't.
You'd always have that little.
I would be a little I'd have a little bit of what if, what if I pre-ordered it, or what if that. But I mean, that's the name of the game, right? That's the name of the game you got to play sometimes. You just gotta, no matter.
You can always get the Bat Signal separately, right?
You can.
And it is available if you really wanted it.
But regardless of, no matter what, though, I mean, the one priority is like, hey, I got to make sure, number one, that my real bills are taken care of. Right. Yeah. That's an important thing that we don't talk about enough here, but I got to make sure those bills are taken care of. I got to make sure the family's taken care of. And then my fun stuff that I do on my spare time, that's where it falls. It's got to fall that way. So, I could easily get all these things right now, but then guess what? Probably gonna be my last Christmas with my family, because they're not gonna have shit on the tree, right? So
yeah, it's a tough time to buy stuff.
Pick and choose these things here. So yeah, I mean, listen,
Yeah.
I picked up the Grand Inquisitor recently. That was not supposed to be picked up this month, and then the Batman was announced, and it's like, well, there goes the money I could have used for that. But it's all good. It's all good. Patience.
Yeah.
If you want it and you can't do it right now, there will be another opportunity. That is just kind of how this hobby works.
Well, that's the tough part with the Spider-Man. Like today, Cylon says that Spider-Man does not have a payment plan option available. So you're either paying all in now or when it's released. And the problem is there's no payment plan, but it's also going to be released in like 1 to 3 months. So that's why I got to see where I'm at with stuff too, because it's not like I have a year and a half to save up for this, or I can do payment plans or whatever the case may be. So I definitely want him. Got him pre-ordered. We'll see what happens when he drops and kind of where I'm at, because I still gotta. I mean, I got most of my Batman stuff paid off, but I mean, Obi-Wan shit is right around the corner. Dark Knight shit is right around the corner. Catwoman has been she's been on pre-order 2+ years. That's going to be coming soon. Bane is window opens in January, so just a lot of stuff that's going to be coming too.
Q1 is just insane.
Yeah, and look at December.
Really
I mean, it
is.
happens every year, and Hot Toys just hit us over the head. And not only are they releasing figures, but then they're announcing more figures too. So then you're probably pre-ordering some of those too, and that's another $80 for the 2 figures that just dropped today. So it's a jungle out there, is what I'll say.
Yeah.
We got Trouble Dust in the house. Black magic. Hot Toys are witches. Yeah, I know. Casablanca was messaging me about if I knew of anywhere that had the Batman. He's really itching for it and kicking himself for waiting. Keep waiting. Follow DLO's route. Just be patient. Hawk is gonna get some. I even messaged my local comic book store today because I was in the area, and I'm like, hey, I know it's a long shot. You got any en route? Did you get any? Nope, nothing yet. All right, so.
That's the thing. I don't think it's going to arrive.
You need to relax.
I don't think it's going to arrive anytime soon, Graham. I think you're going to be waiting.
Just wait it out.
There's going to be some people with bat cycles and no Batman for a while.
Dude.
That's my
It'll be
hunch.
It
kills me to see all these other people having it and enjoying it, showing their videos and their pictures, and
I don't even know if I don't even know if I want to I don't know if I even want to open up the bat cycle yet. Like I'll probably, I guess I'll open it, but it's just not going to be you see the pictures with him with the bat cycle. It's just,
it'd be displayed right away for me.
Bat cycle.
Sure.
Yeah. It's just like, you see the pictures with him with the bat cycle next to him, just looks so good. It's like, man, crazy.
On what you think, I would probably check it for inspection and then put it back away from my Batman. So I don't blame you.
Yeah. We'll see.
One for that Spider-Man. Some people already have that. So it's coming from.
That's why that thing's probably coming. That thing's probably going to ship right
January.
away.
Yeah.
Like that thing is out. That
Crazy.
figure's been released for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It was, what was it? December 10th, 10 days ago was when it was released at Tokyo Comic Con. Like that thing is coming.
It's crazy how
day.
fast that was able to release.
You boys got all
Probably gonna
up. You're going to get email tomorrow morning.
Yeah, exactly. The email's going to come through tomorrow. Well, it's going to ship in the next 10 days. Exactly.
We got the movie canon checking in. He's a bit sick. I'll watch on the replay. Merry Christmas, fellow collectors. We hope you feel better real soon. Don't want anybody to be sick over the Christmas holiday. I've had a cough for like 4 weeks, and it just won't go away. So I might have to start thinking about going in because it's just nuts. No other symptoms, just a cough, but very annoying. So let's see. My cycle is coming from Ray tomorrow too. I'm assuming Ray from Underground.
Nice, Mike.
Hammer of God says Bat Cycle arrives tomorrow, so very pumped. Blocked. No, I'm just kidding. The Collection Obsession says I got my Bat Cycle last week from my local Sideshow distributor. What the F, DLO? Explain that.
What's there to explain? He got it. Congrats.
You got it. When's Sideshow going to ship mine out? No, it's going to be a bit. So, quick question. Again, I know we got a lot to get through. I haven't even gotten through the chat yet here, but we're having so much fun. Do you guys have any opinions about who gets their pre-orders first? Is it first signs up, first gets it, first paid? Do they go after those that haven't paid so they can collect your money? Is it if you're like, because I've heard if you're on a payment plan, they'll hold you till last because they're already kind of like getting your money. What do you guys think? Is there a rhyme or a reason to who gets their pre-orders first?
I was always in the popular belief that it was like if you just left the NRD, they come after you first. Like
That's what I thought.
I always feel like that. But I mean, but it's not just like an NRD, like not like a day one pre. Like that doesn't guarantee like what I mean. I'm saying like I'm talking about the guy who like just saw the first look video and just popped his pre-order right there and is like, you're getting yours first before you change your mind. That's always been my running theory on it there. But I mean, I have no proof.
But you sneak.
I think as far as people getting it first, I really think they give it to the people who distribute it first, because those distributors are the ones who are paying a bulk sum of money to get a bunch of figures sent to them. You'd rather fulfill an order of 20, 30, 40, 50 figures than you would one figure for someone. So I would think they want to give it to that distributor who's buying multiple before fulfilling single orders. So that's why I think you see a lot of people like who have local Sideshow distributors, and you know, these companies get them first rather than some individuals. But at the same time, there's been times where that's not been the case too, where Sideshow will be a little bit later getting them to distributors. So yeah, like DLO said, I don't really have any proof, but right now what's happening, it seems like distributors are getting stuff rather quickly, and like individuals have been lagging behind a little bit. Maybe they changed a little bit too because of the whole COVID thing, and it's hard to say. It's hard to say, but like I would think they'd want to get a bulk amount of figures out first rather than these like individual ones, just for the sake of.
It's just weird because I know
money.
One of my comic book stores that is a distributor, like it takes them forever to get these figures too. So and I don't know if
some distributors take so long to get. That's another. Yeah, it's just some get them faster than others. I don't know how that all works.
Brick, you have any thoughts on that?
Dude, I have no idea.
Nobody does.
It's
fun to speculate.
I would like to think that if I have my figure paid off, I'm gonna get it before DLO does, before he even puts his first payment down or something. You know what I mean? Like,
but could you see them being like sly like that, where we already have his money?
I could see that. Yeah. But I definitely see that. Now with what Sneaker was saying, I could see that too. I mean, it's definitely happening a lot, but by doing that, I also think like, doesn't that make me want to go buy from somebody else rather than Sideshow then? And talk about Underground more often than Sideshow, and bring Underground, you know, up. Like if I was Sideshow, I'd want to get my shit out and then deal with other distributors. But I know they're getting a lot of money, but they're getting that money either way. So I don't.
Yeah, they're getting that money either way. And I think they know people like are going to buy from the people they distribute from too. Like that's one of their,
sure.
You know, like they're going to want to sell all those figures. But like you said, it could go. I feel like that's a good point too of why wouldn't they want to like double down, right? Why would they want to just double down and send it to all their distributors and all the people that buy? It's weird.
Yeah,
who knows?
It is.
It's a confidence thing. They know we're gonna buy this stuff. This is like one of their big money makers, year-long round for them. So it's to them, it's just like we'll do it when we feel like it, in a sense.
Right.
Just like what you're gonna okay, you're gonna go to them, sure, but we got your pre-order over here, you got your NRD over here. If you stick around, you get some reward points for this here. I mean, they know what they're doing.
That's
so
true.
They know they got you by the short and curlies on these kinds of situations. So you can, you know, puff your chest. You'll still drop a pre-order Sideshow before anywhere else. Let's be real.
Speaking of those rewards, go ahead, Graham. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, X-Man says, I buy most of my figures through Sideshow, so I get mine last, no matter how I pay for it. So
I love that.
There you go.
That's awesome.
Go ahead, Brick.
No, I was just gonna say, speaking of those rewards, I picked up that Thor, the new Thor. Well, I haven't picked it up yet, but I had $73 and I put it toward the new Thor figure. So I'm excited for that. I don't have a Thor, so I love that head sculpt. We talked about it before, so I'm excited for that.
That'll be fun.
I think another thing too is Sideshow rewards points are like, what a great way to entice customers. Like you're giving them what you could do. Like what I prefer is buying a figure less in retail at 5% off versus like, oh, I got to wait this long to get my rewards points because I bought something, which makes sense because they don't want you to return it in the window and have spent your rewards points. So you have to wait. But like, what a way to get people. Because then what happens is you get all these rewards points. And I myself am included because I just bought this Spidey, like spent all these reward points. I feel like I'm getting a better deal. But that's just like money that I could have just got off initially on a figure purchase. They make you feel like you're getting a better deal by like you racking up all these rewards points when really it's just like you're getting 5% back basically for every figure that you buy
Right.
to keep you coming back to buy more stuff.
For sure.
It's a cycle, man.
It's
Like
a cycle.
I personally
It's a smart
don't buy
marketing
from
move.
pre-order. I don't buy from them myself, quite frankly. I mean, the last time I bought from them was a long time ago, until recently when I was doing my little experiment with the wait list, and then like a C3PO converted. And I said, okay, I'll keep it. But then they get you. This is how they get you back in the game. Like I went away for forever, haven't bought from them in God knows how long. Then I got the C3PO. There goes some points there. Then Spooktacular happened. Well, I got some points there. Oh, we're gonna do something for Thanksgiving. So here's some points for that there. Before you know it, hey, right before those codes are gonna like expire, we're gonna throw you a $50 coupon. And guess what? I bought a Green Goblin. So
And then when you buy a figure a week later, here's $20.
right,
Don't lose it. Use it. You know?
right.
Or
Gotta
you
hit you
do
with
pre-order
everything.
something.
They're
and then
not
it
a
gets
distributor.
delayed, and
They
they're
are
like,
a
here's
dealer.
15%.
What
They
they
know
need-
we are addicted, and
Buy
it is
something
What
else.
they need to do
What's that-
too is if you spend a certain amount of money, they should give you free shipping no matter what. A lot of places do that. I mean, sorry, Lego being one of them. If you spend over $100, you get free shipping no matter what. I think if you buy, let's say, even if it's 2 figures worth, right? So you spend like $500-600 or more, I think free shipping should come with that. Like, get something to get people to want to go to Sideshow, you know, because shipping's expensive, and ups that price at $340 is going to be what, $380 all of a sudden for that Spider-Man.
Tax and shipping adds up. That's a good point. If you buy if they did something, you buy 2 or more items or something, you get free shipping. Would be smart because a lot of companies do that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Jazzy says, "Is that Spidey the fastest turnaround from announcement to release?"
Quick.
It's one of the quick, not the quick.
Wasn't
I've been around.
Arena Fett like announced at Toy Fair and then like dropped right away? Is that one of them? I can't
I thought
remember.
Wonder Woman
That
was
a
only 2
quick one,
months.
too. There was a faster one. It was like almost instantly.
yeah.
I'm trying to think.
But
It was
this is
recent
crazy
too.
too because it's already released in what, Japan? Or where was this?
Yeah, it was Tokyo Comic Con was when it basically like they announced the release I think it was the day before Tokyo Comic Con when people could go in that weekend and pick
But
it
still,
up.
for Sideshow even, you announced today possible ship January. So, and I think X-Man even asked, you know, why can't they do this with other figures? Like, why can't you and I get it. I know why. You produce, you don't have a number of who's all going to buy it, so then you could be out on your ass with dead stock. So I get that, but freaking 2+ years on Cat.
And they give people
That's a
more.
2.0.
The
Like,
thing is, though, they give more people more time to cancel their pre-order. If I pre-order something 2 years ago, I might not want it then. Like, you want to push these suckers out. Like,
you're not a real collector.
well, you know, I'm not just talking about me, okay? I'm just saying, like, there are people out there.
No,
that-
I've changed my mind. I'm just giving you shit.
where it's just, you know, you want another figure, or you want the other Scarlet Witch that they announced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they gotta work on that.
Really quickly, want to say hi to I can't find the original one. So here's Collector Joey in the house, gracing us with his presence. Thank you for being here, sir. Also, I saw Miami's Nemesis is here as well. Cheers to you, my friend. And David is in the house as well. He's leveling up. Future Basement happening. That's awesome.
Nice.
If you're
Nice.
expanding, that's a big deal. Congrats to you. Titer says Sideshow reward points is on the decline. Not that great anymore. I mean, I almost feel like you don't even get as many dollars for points as you used to, but maybe that's just me.
I think shipping is where, or like, not shipping. Well, I guess that's kind of part of it. I think like when you can find places where you don't have to pay tax, like that adds up quick.
Huge.
When you're spending a few $100s and you have to pay anywhere from $15 to $20 of tax,
It's a
and then
kick in the
shipping on
balls,
top
man,
of
when
that.
you
And
see
shipping,
that.
their shipping is so wonky. Like somebody who lives in California is paying the same amount or like a $1 to $2 difference than me, and I live in Wisconsin.
Right.
You know, it's
Yeah.
weird how they would do that when they could. Like they're making. Don't get it twisted. They're making money on shipping, 100%.
Oh, sure.
100%. With how much stuff they ship out, they probably have a good shipping deal. Like they're making money on their shipping too.
But you nailed it with the taxes thing. That's a huge one because not every state was getting taxed, mine included. Like that was back then. Like that's when I was like, okay, Sideshow was decent because I wasn't getting charged tax, and they would throw out a $25 coupon like it was nothing. So essentially it would eat the shipping cost. So it's just basically I'm getting the figure at retail with no tax or shipping, and maybe like $4 or $5 less. So it was, you know, it was a decent offer back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that it just, I don't know. Sideshow has so many distributors that are back then. You weren't supposed, by the way, distributors weren't supposed to change the prices and all that stuff. That was like a mandate back in the day. Like retailers, excuse me, distributors, I beg your pardon, they were not allowed to change the prices. But over the years now, like just recently with the amount of overstock we have, they finally let them do that. But before, they were sitting on stuff for $100 more than what even Sideshow was selling these things for. So
Right. It's crazy.
yeah.
And I don't want to like shit on Sideshow here tonight, but then again,
Shit away.
how about that 35% off capital deal code
Yeah.
that took place a few
What a
days ago?
bummer.
So Sneaker,
Yeah.
being the sneaky guy that he is always on top of these codes and whatnot, and he tells our group about it, and we're looking at it. It's a pretty decent
Everything.
list, you know. Black Widows, Carnage is on there, Venom.
Everything we wanted for Black Friday
Loki,
was on
I
this
think
list.
Loki was
Every
on there.
single thing we were all like, this
Yeah.
should have been the Black Friday deal.
And then, like within what 20 minutes, it was gone. It was for like new customers only. And then the next day, it was back to being for anybody. But they stripped down the list of what's available, and it's like nothing. Just like those other 35% off codes. Yeah, you have a Tumbler, you have a Venom, but that's really all you have. There, I mean, a Goblin. DLO, we saw Goblin on this list, and then he was taken
That
off.
one made
So
me. I mean,
Yeah, that's the one I was like, Goblin
That
35%
one
off.
was like,
he was he had the
Goblin.
phone in his hand. He was ready to call Sideshow because he just got that figure a week ago.
yep, not
He's
even
ready.
4 days. 4 days. I was like,
And
Yeah,
then people started
uh,
getting their accounts, like their orders canceled. You know, like I talked to somebody who
That's bad.
who called Sideshow and Sideshow said like this was supposed to be for Capital One credit card customers for a new
Jeez.
deal. So we've been canceling people's accounts all morning because everybody, a boatload of people, of course, made new accounts, which rightfully so. Everybody wants this 35% off. You're gatekeeping your loyal customers to not being able to get this deal, and everybody's doing it. So they were just canceling orders all morning.
I
Crazy.
think would have been the right thing to do in that situation was, regardless if it was meant for new customers or Capital One spiff covers, the news is going to get out. And when you put something out like that there, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to say I'm a loyal Sideshow customer. Like I said, I've kind of gone away from them over time, but like that is such a slap in the face to everybody who still buys from you. The fact that you would gatekeep a deal like that for a new guy than a loyal person who continues to buy from you regardless of others' opinions of you. That's, for me, I think they should have done is they should have did a makeup code for collectors just to say my bad and make it a one-time deal. Just
and make
be
it
fair about
or make it just like a limited time period. Make it like
Right.
24 to 48
Sure.
hours. You have time to use it.
Yeah.
A couple days or
Promo
whatever.
code, thank you, my bad. I take your code.
Thank you, my B.
And Brick, remember they had, speaking of what Hammer of God is saying, statues and busts. They had the
man.
Harley Quinn bust
The
on there
Harley
for
Quinn.
35% off. Like, whoo,
Jeez.
doggy. I know.
Still would have been
Brick,
like what $2,800.
things he would do to
but-
that thing, you know.
20. Whoa.
But yeah,
No, but it was, yeah. Snafu is a great term for what happened. I mean, it was just unreal that a company that like Sideshow would still go through crap like that, where back and forth. But
Strange.
we're none of us perfect, right? So, Titer says I used to get $20 rewards. Now it's 15. We got Nathan Henderson in the house. What's
and then
going
the
on, my
figures
friend?
are-
He says, speaking of Catwoman, look at that awesome base backdrop that you get for the money versus that limited Spider-Man. Come on.
All these limited
Years
ones
ago,
are doing
yeah.
these plastic flimsy backdrops.
I don't
It's
like it.
weird.
I don't like
I
it
don't
at
like
all.
it either. It's
Even
a bad trend.
non-limited. You know, the Loki I just reviewed, plastic, stupid thing. You know, they were going with these cardboard ones, which are not much better, but now they're going with plastic. So I don't know. I don't ever use them. Maybe some people do. Full that capital deal. I wanted 3 figures and they took it off. Effing Sideshow.
For real.
Yeah, so Cyborg, Green Goblin, Falcon, Captain America. That list was long. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a
They
lot of
saved
good
me
stuff.
from myself, to be honest. Yeah, Tristan says I'm in California. Tax tax prices are wild.
I bet. Friend.
The Literist says, speaking of how long it takes figures to come out, one reason Sideshow often gets my pre-orders that I worry an alternative store might go out of business in a year and a half. Ooh, that's a great point. Not something we always think about. I mean, sometimes I wonder how some of these comic book stores stay in business. Like Brick, you and I have talked about this with a place in Oshkosh where, I mean, I think they're asking $300 for, like, I think he froze, but Captain Marvel. $300. They want $450 for the Bespin Luke. You know, so
that's wild. Like,
I wonder how like some of these businesses like stay in business. So yeah, it's a great thought process. Any feedback you guys have on that, or any thoughts? Like, do you ever think about that? But I don't pre-order through my local comic book store. I literally just go there and see if they have anything I want.
I just imagine something else is paying the bills at these stores where they just like, here's my figure, here's my price, take or leave it.
All right, we got 2 bricks.
Well, who's the real one?
What happened? I just see circle, like at first Graham becomes a circle, then everybody does, and I do, and I'm like, I'm gonna get out of here because it's probably me. So
that's your Wi-Fi going out.
I was about to voice over for you, bro.
All right. Let me just make sure we're getting there. Damn, 57 minutes just talking about what you guys want to talk about. But, you know, I love it. It's fun. So I think we're caught up. Well, Striker actually says, do you think this might be the week we get reveal of Hawkeye where there is a clear conclusion?
Hawkeye.
Let it go, man.
And Drax.
Shazam.
And Drax. Need Drax, right?
For
Money
sure.
laundering. That's how they stay in business.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Wow, guys. 63 in the house. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. We are just getting going on this Wednesday night. And we're going to get into these announcements really, really quickly. But I want to start with a question for my crew. Think back to your childhood. What is one or two of the best presents that you got for Christmas as a child that stands out in your mind? And you guys in the chat, if you have anything that stands out that you got for Christmas as a child, I want to hear about it. Obviously, like for me, Batman, Star Wars, all those were big. You know, I got all the toys, the Batcave, all that stuff. But for me, the two things like that stick out in my mind, and it's really going to age me, unfortunately, is one year I got a Game Gear. So I started on Nintendo, but the Nintendo was like a hand-me-down, and it was something we got for free. And, you know, Game Gear at the time, you know, you had Game Boy, but this was colorized. The graphics were pretty decent. Really wanted one. My family was just like really not into it, but I still got one for Christmas one year, and it was amazing, you know, just a handheld video game system that you can go anywhere and play with and stuff. So it was really cool to me. That stands out. But then the other one would be a Walkman. You know, I had a boombox and I would listen to music on that, but then an actual Walkman with the headphones, you put the cassette tape in there, and being able to walk around with my music was such a big deal. So like, it's weird. Those are the two things. I mean, I had great gifts, again, a lot of action figures and stuff, but those are the two things like that stick out in my mind. DLO, what about you? What's one or two things that you still remember getting for Christmas that just made your day?
It's an easy one. For me, it is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers combo pack, Green Ranger with Dragon Sword. That was mine there.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, I was big into Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as a kid.
They were awesome.
So I mean, it was a phenomenon, right? And the thing was, like, you know, this was a time in my life where, like, you know, my parents, you know, they were doing all right. They were making ends meet and stuff like that. We didn't have a lot, you know what I mean? They put most of it into my education, which today I'm super grateful for. Back then, it was just like, I'm just a poor kid in a fancy school. But you know, my closest cousins, their mom married into money, basically. So they started getting all the gifts you can imagine, and I was just envious of everything. So they had all the Power Rangers and I had zero. And then, like, big old box pops up on Christmas. And the first thing I see is the face of like the Green Ranger mask, and I ripped the whole thing.
Awesome.
That was hands down my favorite Christmas, just because it was like you didn't expect it to happen. You really, really, really wanted it, but it's like if you didn't get it, you were okay. And then when it happens, tears in your eyes, joy.
Yeah.
So for me, that's always gonna stand out as a big memory for me there, hands down. The Green Ranger where dragons are was
dude.
badass.
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. You can't go wrong with that. And I think you've just dated yourself as well. So
yeah,
that was a great show, man. I remember watching every morning before school. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Brick stands out.
You know, I got a lot of video game systems for Christmas. So like, you know, I got the Sega when I was really young, the Genesis that is, and then like later on I got like the PS1, the PS2. But the one that really stands out to me is probably the 360, because that was like life-changing for online gaming. I lived in Germany at the time, so I was able to play with people across the world and family and friends that I had at other places. It's just really cool to be able to get that system. But the best present that I ever got was a video game called Kingdom Hearts. And I know there's not a lot of huge fans out there, but I am one of those huge fans. That game changed, like, I played it during the holidays, and I just had so much fun with that. It's my favorite game to this day. And it's just, I don't know. It was something about, and I kept seeing it like at Blockbuster to rent. And I was like, nope, can't rent it. I'm asking for it for Christmas. I want it to be fun. And then I got it, and I got Mario Sunshine that same year. And it was just, that was a good Christmas. So I was a big gamer. I was a nerd, man. I mean, we're all nerds.
Same here. Like it was great memories. Like my parents never really wanted me to have the game system, so I had to buy them myself. Like my PlayStation, I bought myself with my birthday money because they just, but the Game Gear they got for me, and that was kind of the intro. But like, so it came to be like the Game Gear I would take to, because we'd have Christmas morning, then we go to my grandma's and stuff like that. So I take it with, and we'd be playing it with my cousins and stuff. Or a little bit later in life, I had my PlayStation 1, and I'd pack that damn thing up. I got the steering wheel one year. I was playing Test Drive 5, bring it to my grandma's house. My cousins are playing. My grandpa would sit down and play with me. And sure, like video games, sometimes you say, kind of a waste, like you're just sitting there. But like it also brought us together, and we played video games, and we played football and all this stuff. So, some of the games that I got for Christmas too were just so memorable. So yeah, lots of fun with that. Sneaker, how about you?
Yeah, I mean, I still play video games. I've been playing video games since I was 4 or 5 years old. Like my whole entire life, I've been a gamer pretty much. But yeah, probably the best thing that I can remember was, so basically what would happen is like we'd have our Christmas gifts, and then like a few days before Christmas, my dad would basically like go on a rogue like hunt for Christmas gifts. And like I grew up with two older brothers, so like we would always, like, if it was a game system, like you'd be battling for playtime, because that's how it was. But I remember like when the PlayStation 2 came out, like we got 2 PS2s on Christmas, so we could have one in each room, like in 2 separate rooms. That was like probably the best. Like that was something that never happened again. Like that was a one time. And PS2s at that point, I don't know how much you guys remember, but like it was hard to get consoles around the holidays. Pre-COVID, like, but after, like, besides COVID, like not including COVID, because COVID, when the new Xbox and like PS5 came out, that was really hard to get. But basically, like any new game console from like PS2 to like Xbox One, PS4 was like, it was tough to get a new console on like around Christmas. And
there were DVD players too, and that was like a big deal.
Yes, that was the first one, right?
They were DVD players. Yeah. So yeah, he got 2 PS2s, and that was like just crazy that he did that. It's just like really wild. And PS2 is like obviously, one of the best. I think it's the best selling system of all time still. It might be number 1. I
think it still is, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that. And then
I know the Switch was coming up, but I don't know if it ever passed. I don't think it did. Yeah, it hasn't passed yet, I don't think. But and then I want to give a shout out to Xbox 360, because another thing, like 360 was also really, really hard to get around the holidays. And I remember too, like opening all my gifts and like really wanted a 360.
And then it was like, oh, we got one more gift, and it was like a 360 bundle. And I remember playing like Madden 06 and being like floored by the graphics. Like, this is the most realistic.
Look at the jerseys move.
Yeah, I think it was. Would you say McNabb?
Yeah,
that's
McNabb.
crazy. I
And then
remember that because
I think
it was
Shaq on the
McNabb.
Heat was on the NBA game.
Yeah, because I remember I played like NBA Live, and then I remember, yeah, Madden 06 on the 360, and I was like, this is the most realistic thing. I bet if you looked at that now, you'd be like, what the hell?
It's funny because like I grew up like with a PlayStation, and we played. I had like a 25-inch Orion tube TV, like, and that was awesome back then. Like that was a big TV, a 25-inch. There wasn't anything to scoff at. Like it was a different era, and it was good times. Yeah,
because there was bigger graphical jumps too. You know, it was like every time a new system came out,
it was big.
It was like every generation, it was like, this is groundbreaking technology. Now it's just like we're getting these incremental updates, and they have like cross-gen stuff. But it used to be, this is brand new 3D technology. This is new
360
stuff.
was like the first one for me, just like it really popped, especially like when you went from the yellow, white, and like green cables.
Yes.
And you went to HDMI.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when I switched to an HDMI cable. I know how dorky this may sound, but when you switched to an HDMI cable for the first time and you see the graphical difference, it was like,
yeah.
You're really gonna get
biggest
jump, one day. This is amazing.
Gears of War was so hot, like Halo. I mean, online was just
Xbox Live changed the game for real. That was the biggest.
Crazy.
Xbox Live was the biggest game changer, 100%.
You know, I was on the top
360.
I was on the top 20.
I have one in my attic if you want one for real.
I do. Yes.
You were on the top 20, Rick?
20 for Gears of War and the deathmatch or Warzone, whatever they called it.
Oh wow.
For the first one. For about a month. I was so proud of myself. I played that shit so much. Man.
He got his camera out and he's like taking pictures because we didn't have phone.
Worth it.
Oh, that's awesome, guys. No, I mean, yeah, Christmas is a special time. Now we have kids that we can hopefully, make great memories for them and whatnot. But I want to see what you guys are saying too. So I think it's gonna be a lot of game consoles because I think we're all kind of nerds in here. But Miami's Nemesis says Nintendo, and we can kind of tell maybe how old some of you guys are too by some of your answers here. Wayne says the original Kenner Death Star and the Atari 2600.
Wow.
God, that's badass.
That's awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, David says 82 ColecoVision and Castle Grayskull, 84 Transformers Grimlock. I don't know what the hell that is.
How do you not know that?
Doc Bat, my best gift was the 1989 Toy Biz Batman. It was epic. When I was 5 years old, Gambit in the house. In the 80s, I got regular cheap ball. Since I grew up really poor, it was the best thing in the world.
There you go.
That's awesome though that we remember this stuff. Power Ranger, Megazord set. Oh, I remember people having I remember people having the Power Ranger sword and like some of these like toy props. That's pretty cool. Let's see, Batmania. I got every single Batman toy that year. Grandma bought me the Batman VHS. We didn't even have a VCR yet. Dad took me to the electronics store to buy one. That's awesome. Game Boy Color with video game Target. Austin Nicholas in the house. What is going on, my friend? Thank you for being here and checking in. Too sweet to you. Hope you are doing well and getting ready for a Merry Christmas. Tremble also says, I feel your pain. Poor kid in private school. Austin says, I grew up on some Power Rangers. Just started unboxing mine. Was that 3-0 that made those recently?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Gotcha.
They're great.
Do you have those, right?
Mm-hmm. I do.
Yeah.
Man,
they're cool. Man, that's tempting because they're not overly expensive either. So
best value you can think of. I mean,
just gotta buy them all together.
About $500 for 6 figures. Can't beat it.
Right.
Damn.
Tremble says worst present, fruitcake. No lie, my aunt gave me fruitcake one year. I'm like, what did I do to you?
She was like, you know.
Damn.
My Knight Rider tricycle. I still think about how badass I must have looked rolling down the street on that. That's awesome, Mike. Game Boy Color. Yeah. Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color, also a great
I
system.
never had a Game Boy.
Oh my
My
gosh.
buddy
man.
had one, but I had the Game Gear, and then
Yeah,
of course
had a
that was
Game Gear too.
continued.
I mean, the Switch is the Switch is
Pokemon
like
Red, man.
Yeah.
Good
Oh,
game.
red. Yeah. Red, yellow, blue Pokemon. My goodness.
Captain America figure with 2 switch out outfit sets, a Batman packaged set, a Superman set.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
19-inch Sanyo color TV in 1995 Super Nintendo.
Sanyo.
Never looked so good. That's still one of the greatest systems out there too, is Super Nintendo.
For sure.
100%.
NBA Live, NBA Jam was the shit. Dude, those are great games. I really liked Hang Time back in the day. I know it was kind of like gimmicky of
Hang Time
Jam,
was
but
good.
I
Dude,
loved
NBA
being
Street
a wolf
Volume
man.
2.
There you go.
NBA Street Volume 2 was like one of the best 360 games, man.
Oh, I loved that game. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had NBA or what was it? FIFA Street or something like that. That was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I
And
never
NFL
played it.
You guys
Street.
remember the Madden arcade
NFL
game
Street.
for 360?
I remember that.
That was fun
Yeah.
too. Yeah,
Was that like the 4-on-4 or something like that?
Yeah, or something like that. It
Yeah.
was a lot of fun.
Nothing will ever be NFL Blitz for me though. That was
NFL
Oh,
Blitz 2000. baby.
original-
I was literally
Yeah.
just thinking about that when we were talking about football too. NFL Blitz was that game was nuts.
Yes, it was.
My dad
good
let it
times.
slip that he got my Xbox 360 for a deal, and that's when I found out Santa wasn't.
Oh,
real.
shit.
But you were still happy.
That's a
You
good
still
way to
got
find out.
360.
That's a happy time to find out Santa's not real. I guess.
Star Wars Revenge of the Sith for the PS2. Anakin Skywalker lightsaber. Best Christmas ever.
It's cool.
Ooh, Nathan got an ATV. Damn.
Damn.
That's badass.
Oh, man. Kirby. It was Mighty Max Skull Mountain from my grandma.
Wow.
Man, I used to have those Mighty Max. They were like the pocket polys or whatever, but they were the Mighty Max. Those things were the shit too. Man. Let's see here. Just want to make sure I don't miss anybody. But Gunsmoke and Excite Bike on the OG NES. Man.
You guys remember Paperboy?
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Sure.
Dude,
Oh,
that was-
yeah.
that was
Super
good.
Nintendo, man.
Yeah.
Love that
Loved
game.
it.
Paperboy.
I can
wasn't that
vividly
on-
pick. That's crazy.
wasn't
I
that
can
on
like vividly
NES?
picture.
It was on NES too.
I played it on
Yeah,
Super
okay.
Nintendo, but I never really. I was a Super Nintendo kid when I was whatever 4 or 5 years
Same.
old. But it's crazy. I can vividly remember that game throwing the paper into the mailboxes,
Yeah.
like when you.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'd hit the
said
windows
that.
every time. I suck.
You have to
you're
like
trying
time
to
it
steer the
perfectly.
thing
It's
just
And then you
turn.
get like
game.
the little
Great
ramps, like the dirt bike or whatever, the ramps at the end of the level.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We
that
should
was.
just have like a nostalgia show sometime too. Like we're an
Did you guys
hour.
ever buy
30
the
minutes
the
in.
modded out Super Nintendo that comes with like 150 plus
Yeah.
games on it? There, You
The
got that
small
one?
one?
Genesis as well.
The small
The
one,
digital one? Yeah, I got that. I actually got mine on eBay. It's got 600 games, like
Ooh.
400
Probably
S-
everything,
NES,
right?
and then 200 or something, or 3 and 3.
Do you still have that, Graham?
I do. Yeah.
I know what we're doing with
Pretty
you,
cool.
Logan,
Like, yeah,
Hey,
dude, it's fun. Yeah, it's great. I have the PlayStation as well. I had a thumb drive that's would go in there and you could get like 70 games, but I don't know what happened to it. I have the PlayStation. I just don't know what happened to the drive. So I do have the 20 games that were preloaded in there, but that's it. So I had to find that.
Speaking
Born
of
Again.
PlayStation, they need to bring Twisted Metal back. Come on.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Make a movie out of
game.
it. They kind of did with
Yeah.
that one Jason Statham movie, but
They did a show. They
They
just
made,
released
made a
Twisted Metal
Peacock
show.
show or something.
was that good? I haven't seen that.
I've
I
heard
haven't
good
heard- I
things
didn't-
actually
okay.
with what's his name?
The guy that played Falcon, right?
Yeah, who's the guy that plays Falcon, the new Captain
Anthony Mackie?
America? Yeah, yep. He's in the. I've heard good things. I've heard it's
What
actually,
platform was
actually
that
pretty
on?
good.
Peacock, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I haven't seen it. Born Again. Graham, did you ever get the NFL team highlights VHS? I look forward to it every year. Yes, I did. I had 93, 94, 95, 96, and 97. And then DVDs started coming out and whatnot. So, yes, I did. And I looked forward to it as well. We'd get it every year and I'd watch the shit out of it. So, lots of good times.
very good times.
So yeah, great topic talking about Christmas. Thank you guys for checking out and commenting in there as well. I'm going to end this poll that I was going to end in the beginning, and I want to see. I asked, what figure are you most excited about? And I did this purposefully to brick Artemis.
What?
So we have Captain Enoch, 30%. Hobo Goblin, 18%. Night Trooper, 9%. And the Batman, 42%. But I put in parentheses the Batman. So 42% said that. So
I'm not surprised.
all right. Should we talk about a couple of these announcements? Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right. So Captain Enoch. I think we all knew this was going to be coming because it's a trooper, right? Like, they got to make the troopers. And here it is. It's here for us to take a gander at, to take a look at, see if we like it, see if we don't like it, if we're going to buy it. D-Lo, I want to start with you.
Rock on.
How deep are you looking to get into this line?
I want to keep it to main characters if I can help myself, honestly. But easier said than done, right? Usually, this wasn't a problem for me 40 hours ago. I was doing good. And, here we are today, Wolfpack Wednesday, and we're talking about Enoch over here. This was the one I was hoping selfishly that they wouldn't make because it's a damn badass looking stormtrooper. It's badass looking. And it's super, super unique. This is like, for me, I tell you guys all the time, like I'm really trying hard to like stay away from the troopers, always getting troopers. I want to fill them up with main characters here. But this one's tough, right? Because for me, it's just like, he's kind of, I guess you can kind of say he's a main character in a way. Like not a main character, but I mean, he's got a name. He's got a backstory a little bit here. And he's a unique stormtrooper compared to everybody else on the show. So design-wise, absolutely gorgeous. I think the accents of gold, kind of with the cracks inside the original armor, I think it's gorgeous. I think, if you just want to put them next to Thrawn, I mean, it's gonna definitely make that pop a lot more if you're gonna try to go for that kind of scene there. But the gladiator-esque mask with the robes to the top, I mean, it's as unique as it gets for Star Wars design-wise speaking. So for me, I don't want to spill it waste it for everybody else because I'm sure everybody else has their own thoughts on this here. But yeah, this is you know how I always say, like it, love it, gotta have it. I haven't said that in a while there. This is a love it that can almost be a gotta have it for me. So
I like it. Spicy.
It's nice. It's really nice. I try to shy away from the trooper talk, like I said, but this one's super tempting to the point where I might pick this up depending on how I feel when it actually releases. But yeah, solid figure, beautiful.
Well, you got all this even like this weathering in this fine detail all over the outfit as well. But yeah, like you said, you got the robes, obviously going to be pleather. But I think you nailed it. This is not just a trooper. This is a specific character. So I think this is going to have a lot of appeal, and it's going to fit into a lot of people's collections. Sneaker, I already know you're getting it, but what do you like about it? Anything you don't like about it? How excited are you?
This figure's badass, dude. I'm just like, they showed at the showcase today, like kind of all the Ahsoka figures. And I've just been like, every time one comes out, I'm just like starting to envision like what a full DF is going to look like. Because I'm probably going to, at this point, going to do a full Ahsoka DF case, like Maju case. Because they're already announcing so many. And it's just like, yeah, this figure, we kind of, like we talked about, we knew this one was probably going to be coming. But yeah, exactly what D-Lo said. Like, it's a unique trooper design. This is like literally like a gladiator stormtrooper. He's so badass looking.
Yeah. Even all
he's like a gladiator.
Is pretty cool.
He's like a gladiator, and I really like how he has like, we don't know much about the character. Like, he's got like this mysterious element to him. Like, how did he come to be kind of Thrawn's like right-hand man? But also, we are going to see this character again 100%. Whatever we get Ahsoka season 2, or if we get whatever, if it ends up being the Filoni movie, whatever ends up happening, we're going to see this character again. We're probably going to see this character, I would hope, do like something badass at some point, because he looks like he didn't really do too much as far as like the Ahsoka series goes, but I would think like he's probably going to end up doing something like pretty badass at some point, because he looks like he would be like a good like villain-esque type character in the show. But I'm really happy with it. I love the gold look, like the helmet. This has got to be like, for Star Wars, this has got to be up there for one of the coolest like trooper helmets out there that you can get design.
Like,
yeah, it's like Egyptian or like
Gladiators.
It reminds
more
me,
gladiators.
yeah, it reminds me like
Gladiator
gladiators, or like, you know, it reminds me of like in the gladiator stuff. Like, I don't know if I told you guys this, like I'm a really huge Spartacus fan. It kind of reminds me of like that show, seeing this character. Probably why I'm drawn to it too. But or like when people in like the gladiator arenas are wearing like the lion helmets, like it's got like this gold look and stuff like that. So it's just really badass. I'm really excited about it. The Ahsoka line is like, it's really dangerous. Like I have my pre-order list like up here, and I'm just looking at like Ahsoka figures coming out, and it's pretty like the only one I haven't like that I'm on the fence about is Marok. I don't know if I'm gonna get him yet, but it's shaping up to be like this could be a full-on completion line at this point for me.
Could you personally skip one? Could you skip Marok and get everything else, or would you feel like at that point I just got to complete the line?
I don't know if I feel like if I get to the point where I need one more figure, like if he's the only outlier, I'm probably gonna pick him up. I don't think I would just do a single outlier figure, to be honest, for this.
Sure.
It depends on what else they come out with, but that would be difficult. I think, and I don't know if we're going to talk about later, like what else we're going to get from this, but I think they're going to go all in on this first season. I think kind of like what I've been saying. I think we're going to get Shin. Balin's kind of the outlier because of obviously he passed away, but I think he would be the only one I think we're not going to get. I think we're going to get a Hu Yang. I don't see them slowing down with this line considering what they did with the Mandalorian, and there's not much left they need to do. We pretty much have Ezra, like we talked about Ezra, Hu Yang, Baylan Shin, potentially like the Night Sisters, but I don't know if they're going to do them or not. Morgan Elsbeth is another one. I don't know if they're going to do Morgan Elsbeth, but those are ones that I could. Those are also ones that I could live without. Sure. You know what I mean? Like give us the mains. But yeah, this line, like this has got to be one of the best lines Hot Toys has done, in my opinion. I know I haven't been collecting
Star Wars.
For too long.
I would agree with you.
For Star Wars, this is an insane line that they've been doing, and I'm glad that they're just continuing to pump stuff out for this line in a rather short period of time. They're not waiting. They're kind of just like, this is what we're doing for the line. So yeah, I am really looking forward to getting the majority, if not all, the figures in this line, to be honest.
Yeah, this line is turning into like an all-star lineup.
Yeah,
like Star Wars figures wise. I agree with you there. Like we're one Anakin Skywalker away from this probably being debatable as one of the best lines we've ever had. Star Wars Hot Toys.
If they do an Ahsoka themed Anakin, it's over. This is going to be like the best. This is probably going to be like the best Star Wars line they've done. Because they're just like I don't know any release or any announcement rather that they've done that I haven't really been excited about or thought. Like they all look so good. There hasn't really been much to nitpick about some of the figures. You know what I mean? They all just look really good. I'm pretty excited about all of them. So.
One that I really want it's like 80-20. It's not probably not gonna happen. And people kind of gloss over this here, but I kind of want a do-over of young Ahsoka now that we have the actress.
I think that'd be awesome. Cool.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the same one from season 6, but maybe the younger version, like in the early flashback. I would definitely dig that there because I wasn't crazy about the Clone Wars one that came out. I couldn't connect to it, so I wound up selling it. But after seeing that episode in the flashback, like I kind of itching to get like a young Ahsoka again because now her story and everything kind of clicks to me, and now I'm kind of fiending to get one now. So that would be something that would be sick.
Young Ahsoka would be great.
Yeah. Really quickly, guys, I want to say hello to Single Songwriter. Haven't seen this guy around the block for a while, so thank you for stopping in. He says, hope everyone has a happy holiday and may Hot Toys bring us more in 2024. And I think 2024 is going to be even worse than 2023 because me personally, I think a lot of these Ahsoka figures are going to be maybe coming out towards the end of the year, but then Guardians of the Galaxy, plus we got a bunch of other stuff, a couple Star Wars figures. So outside, like, OT stuff. So man, it is gonna be another dumpster fire of a year to try to get all the figures that I want to. So yeah, but thank you for being here. Brick, I know you're kind of in limbo on if you're going to kind of dive into this line or not. What do you think about the figure? And is it even something that you're going to consider? Or if you're into this line, is it going to be more so like the main characters, the Ahsoka, the Hera type of thing?
I definitely plan on getting Hera and Sabine and most likely the Ahsoka the White. But I do want to say this figure does look really good. I don't want to just be boring about it. But man, like the cracks, like DLO said, mentioned the cracks. This looks like he went through some stuff, and I'm really wanting to know more about this character. I thought he was more of a character in the past from like Clone Wars or something, because I haven't seen Clone Wars, so I don't know. But the more I hear about him, I'm like, I guess there's not too much we know. So I'm interested, like Sneaker said, to hear what's a big scene, a big fight or something, because he looks like he can really take a hit. Like, I don't know what these cracks are from, if he got a big hammer or bat to the head or to the ribs or what, but there's something going on there. It looks really good with the gold. It's a really, really unique, interesting figure. So will I be getting it? I'm gonna go with Delo's. What is it? You don't need it, like it, love it.
Like it, love it, gotta have it. There's no says don't like it. I'm
gonna say I like it, and it's close to loving it.
We should use that skin from now on.
There you go. But with the Ahsoka line, I'm just gonna stick to the main characters, just because there's so much coming out in 24. Like we talked about.
It's tough.
So
it's gonna be tough to balance everything, and
right. But I do like under his arms, like his.
It's weird how it's different color.
Yeah, I like that.
Brown, and then you have black by the neck.
Yeah,
brown here.
Yeah,
black here.
Yeah, I was gonna add on. I think like this one, this is gonna fall into 3 different categories. You're gonna have people who really enjoyed the first half of Ahsoka, people who are collecting, focusing on the back end of it, or people who are just gonna go all in. I feel like there's gonna be something for everybody if on the Star Wars side of things here. Why am I so? Look like I'm eating. There it goes.
You're shrinking.
Why did I go so low there?
I know. Okay. It looks like we're all really down far.
I look like a midget there for a second, but I don't know how that happened. But yeah, I just feel like this is like such a this is a really good line to keep our appetites for until something else comes out, because I think that's part of the reason why we're going so deep into this one here. Because if you look at the horizon for Star Wars, there's not a whole lot to get excited about. I mean, yeah, we're all kind of hoping they do some more for the anniversary for Return of the Jedi, but that doesn't seem to be the focal point right now.
No.
I'm not sure if you saw the news, but Andor season 2, it's not premiering in August of 2024 anymore, so we don't know what's going on with that.
Jeez.
We have no movies coming out other than like hearing that Rey Skywalker is coming back, which I'm not sure how excited people are going to get with that. And then the Filoni movie's like so far out that it's really nothing out there. So, I think if we didn't have the writer's strike and Star Wars as an actual universe was in a better place, Hot Toys probably wouldn't go as deep into this line. There might be quite a few that fall off this list, and maybe Enoch or maybe the Trooper we'll talk about soon might be one of them. But because we don't have anything, maybe this one's gonna get a lot more figures than it probably would have originally gotten had it not be for the situation surrounding it outside.
Wouldn't you think though, if we are kind of in this dead spot, they would kind of focus more on OT? Like, let's go back to the well. I mean, I'm all for this too, but it bothers me though that we still only got those 2 figures from 40th Return of the Jedi anniversary. So I don't know. I just thought they would have kind of gone back to that too.
I think they're probably gonna sprinkle some more Star Wars in. I think they will, because another thing, we got Dewback and Sand Trooper coming. That's one thing that's going to be coming, which is a big thing. So I think we do get some more sprinkled stuff in. But yeah, I agree. This is a good time for them to really go all in on this line. I think the only other thing that might be coming in 2024, wasn't there talk about the Acolyte dropping in 2024 potentially?
Yes.
So I could see some stuff.
I heard it was I heard it was delayed with the writer strike thing too. I heard.
Yeah. So if that gets delayed, that sucks. Yeah.
From Marvel, I think I read somewhere that Deadpool is the only Marvel film that's coming out next year.
Yeah, only movie. So maybe Acolyte gets pushed too. Andor, I think, is going to go 2025, to be honest. And who knows if we're even gonna get Andor figures? For Christ's sake,
We're supposed to
Didn't
get a
even do 'em
Lando
for
movie
season
too,
1.
right?
Give us a
Lando
damn.
show, I think.
A Lando
Yeah,
show.
that ain't gonna come out for a long time.
Is it going to be Glover or a
Glover.
different actor? Yeah, that's cool.
Really, what they should do is do Billy D. Williams narrating and doing flashbacks with Glover, like
That
Billy
would
D.
be
telling
cool.
a story,
That would be...
Nice.
like how they do
Aren't you a writer,
documentaries.
Sneaker?
Like Billy D. should do the stories and then say like, oh, at this point in time, and then go back and have Glover acting it. That would be really dope if they did something like that. But I don't know.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, Acolyte,
Oh, that's
spring
cool.
2024. So if that, hopefully Acolyte still comes out. That will be, I would think Acolyte, like we're kind of getting to like the fall of the High Republic and like the rise of the Sith a little bit in there. I would hope we would get some cool figures from that. But we'll see. I don't know. There's been some rumors about how that show's been kind of like with the writing of that show, and there's been some issues potentially with that show. So who knows? Who knows right now what's coming out? But yeah, I think DLO, you're right in saying that this is a good time for them to go, you know, pretty deep on the Ahsoka line, because we're getting a lot. What did somebody say? 9 figures already have been announced for this line,
Gosh,
and those
feels
are all
like
gonna
more.
potentially come like at the end of 2024. Like that's a lot of figures. It's a lot of figures to drop within a window.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the price? $245. You don't get a whole lot, but you know, it's the blaster, bunch of hands, and the base. $245, fair price. You guys?
I think it's fair. What these things
I'm
are
not
going
happy with it. Personally, I'm not happy with it. It's a trooper at the end of the day. And as much as I like it a lot, it is a trooper, and you know, trooper prices are creeping up little by little. I mean, every time we get a new trooper, it seems like it goes up another maybe $5 from the last announcement we got there. So I don't know. I mean, I'm getting to the point where I kind of feel like we're kind of hitting a peak for me personally, as far as like how high I'm willing to pay for a trooper that's been made multiple times in different color schemes with no head sculpt other than this. It just seems like it's getting harder and harder to justify it. This one is like just below. I think anything below 250 is satisfactory, but I just feel like I'm thinking future wise, like if we get past 250 for a stormtrooper, I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about that. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah.
I think 245 is okay for Enoch, but 240 for the Night Trooper is pushing it.
Because here you at least get like it's almost like a head sculpt. It's like a you know, it's a customized trooper helmet. Like it's almost, you guys know what I'm saying. Like it's so different. It's not just a trooper, but I don't know. Like it's getting there. It's getting a little scary, but
Night Trooper should be, I think, like 220 or 225.
Right.
This one I could see like a little bit more, like you said, because it's kind of like head sculpt.
You got the Mustard Trooper, that's 220. You got the Mando Stormtrooper, that's 220. And now, you know, 240, you're jumping up. I mean, sure, you say, well, it's only $10-20, but when it keeps climbing, it gets a little scary, you know? So we'll see. Just a side note, Collection Obsession says Hot Toys Justice League Cyborg EX Edition waitlisted and Collector Edition on low stock at Sideshow. So if you guys were thinking about picking up a Cyborg around this Christmas holiday season, you might want to consider that if you're going through Sideshow. So thank you for throwing that out into the chat, Collection Obsession. I appreciate that. Single Songwriter says, remember a moment of silence, December 23rd, when Carrie Fisher went into cardiac arrest on a flight, couldn't be revived, and passed away 4 days later. How long ago was that now? It's got
to be over 5 years now.
Yeah, man. Time flies with that kind of stuff.
I think 5 years, yeah.
Oh, man. Wayne says, as someone said on Mafia's stream last night, Return of the Jedi 40th ship has sailed and hit an iceberg on its way out. It's sad too, because I love Return of the Jedi. And guys, there's so much stuff that they could do yet. You don't want to call her Slave Leia, call her something else, you know. But even in Bosch Leia, Bouche Leia, you know, Jabba the Hutt, Endor Han. There's just so many things they could do. And I love Darth Vader, but I was talking to you guys about this in our chat. Is Darth Vader different enough from the other Darth Vaders that you really need multiples? Like, I don't know. Like, you could have gotten some other really cool stuff. Now, it's cool with the accessories he comes with, but
head sculpt. I think
Yeah.
that's really it for me.
Yeah.
I want that
Right.
one hardcore.
Yeah, I want that for the head sculpt. Like that'll be
Yeah.
the one Vader I display without the helmet on. That's pretty
true.
much the main
For
draw
movie
for me.
purposes, like you guys forget like how like exciting it was to finally figure out the identity of Vader. Like,
Yeah.
before you need the backstory of
iconic.
Anakin and all that stuff. Like the reveal of showing his face after all that is just like, holy
100%.
crap! Look at that thing. He's a monster. Like for me, like nostalgia reasons.
Holy
like,
crap, he's a monster.
that's what, I mean, when I was a kid, I was like, oh man.
Jeez,
You know,
who is
just-
this guy?
You remember? You remember the kid watching that for the first time? and
Yeah,
just
seeing his
it's
face.
Like, oh, you
Like, holy
like,
shit.
you look ugly as shit, man. Like, you,
Yeah, he's messed
you
up.
got some scabs or something. That's nasty. You gotta get that looked at.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, I mean, as a kid, I mean, it was like that was scary as shit, you know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
That's a really good point, though. Like, that's a pretty iconic moment. First time you see him take the helmet off, you know, it's pretty crazy.
That's true.
and there was no Christian Hayden back then. It was just like straight up, okay, this is Darth Vader, the villain of this movie. He was never an anti-hero or whatever you want to call him there. It was just like bad guy. He's in the end. He's not a bad guy anymore. You see his face, Pam. Okay, he's redeemed. So it's just like back then it was cool. It was cool. So I mean, for me, like and we talked about this chat. I'll bring this up for everybody else here too. But I have been on record of saying that I would prefer to get the Return of the Jedi one over the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. That's just me. That's how I feel about Vader there. But yeah, I'm totally down for that Vader one from Return of the Jedi. I think that head sculpt just makes it instantly far different from anyone we had, in my opinion. So
True.
that's just me.
That's why
Also,
we
give
call
us
you the
like a-
Godfather.
Is that still available anywhere?
It
Yeah.
is.
You can still get it. And
I thought
3PO.
about that.
Is
Don't
it
forget about,
three
don't
SKUs?
sleep
How
on.
many SKUs is it? I mean,
The-
it's available, but I mean, a couple of
Two?
them are waitlisted,
Okay.
but you can get it.
I think it's 2.
I would have pre-ordered that one, but it's still kind of a little bit out. Whereas Obi-Wan's coming up sooner, so that's why I pre-ordered that one quick.
Also, they could like give us a Han Solo and Carbonite. Like, give us something cool like that. That's such an easy
Right.
thing that they could do.
Yeah,
know,
but you got
there's
the
so many
Sideshow
different
version. I mean,
Yeah.
that
Nobody
one's
wants
pretty
that.
good.
Nobody wants
It's a
that.
pretty
right?
good. I guess you
You-
call it a figure.
You're gonna pay $300 because it says Hot Toys on it instead of Sideshow? Come on, and stop.
No,
it
it probably wouldn't be that much if they just did an accessory, but have it come with a Han Solo for Christ's sake. Dreaming.
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 Yeah, I don't know, man. But Single Songwriters bringing us back here too. The Remnant Trooper came out just when I started collecting. 204.
Yep.
See how
Jeez.
much the economy
Mhm.
went up since then. And that thing was different too because you had all the weathering. It wasn't just a normal trooper.
Yep.
I don't think it came with a ton, but still like 204, man.
No, just the blaster. 2 blasters, I think, in
Yeah.
a couple hands. That's it.
So
Crazy.
anybody for sure? I mean, okay, I know Sneaker's getting this. Anybody else for sure getting this? For sure,
I'm close.
Diego?
I'm close.
Close.
I don't
I'm
want.
not.
I don't want it to be as close as it is, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
Let's not forget who you're going to display this next to. Grand Admiral Thrawn, man. You got the gold next to like Grand
See,
Admiral Thrawn with the white outfit with the blue
that's the
skin. Like,
thing,
it's
though.
going to look insanely good, man.
They will.
Visually, for me though, like that's the thing. Like that's why it's like it's almost there but not, because I've thought of that too, and I was just like, but wouldn't it look better standing next to like the Emperor instead if I put him in a display like that? You
Thrawn-
know,
Are you saying Thrawn or
Thrawn, yeah, putting Thrawn next to
Yeah,
like the Emperor, or
true.
something like that.
Krennic or
And then
Or
you
Tarkin.
Krennic on the other side, yeah.
Krennic
Yeah,
and Tarkin
so-
and
Like, so it's just like I
Yeah,
don't
but-
need to get him. Like I don't. Like I'm making excuses to get him because
Sure.
Thrawn would look sick
Yeah.
next to any of those guys.
yeah. This is just
think-
a really unique line too. That's I was just
Yeah.
gonna say like this has got to be one of the most unique lines. You know, if you think about just all the characters we're getting with all the different non-human characters. We got Hera, Ahsoka, all the different colors, all the different outfits. We got Thrawn, who's obviously a Chiss, and then we have like Enoch. Yeah, there's just like there's so much variety in this line. I think that's another really standout thing. All the characters are different, pretty much all of them.
I think if I had to choose a stance, it'd be one. I'm going to pass just because there's so much more that I'm more passionate about, like the Guardians or the main characters, like Brooke said of Ahsoka. But it's definitely one that I would like to get. But my other problem is I'm not running out of space, but I can already see it tightening up by the end of next year. So like, I gotta be like, is this really something I want to collect? You guys kind of talked to me out of Sylvie a little bit ago too, because I was riding that wave of Loki that I love this show, and the figure's amazing, and I'm like, oh, I can get Sylvie for such a good deal. But it's like, but is it something that you really need to collect? You can like the character and the figure, but do you need to collect it? So I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens when this thing's out. But right now, I'm kind of just, I'm on the ropes. I'm not sure.
To Sneaker's point, though, too, coming back to when he said, like, we're going to see this character again, I think that's where, for me, lies, like, the difficulty here, because there's no guarantee that if he does and when he does appear again and he does something amazing and some, he becomes even better character than he was.
Or build the backstory,
People are going to regret missing out on this figure, though, too. So, I mean, just play down the devil's advocate. So,
and that's the game we play, like
the Game of Thrones.
Game.
And like the mystery element is cool in and of itself too. Like the other side of the coin is like, I think it's cool that we don't like, he's just kind of a mysterious character. He looks badass. Just
sure.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts, Brick? You got anything else you want to say about this?
No, just really badass. And to go off of what you guys were saying before, with it being a little bit more expensive, this is a lot more unique than a normal like stormtrooper, which DLO you kind of already said, but I just wanted to kind of add on to that. And
sure.
So I can see. I mean, what is it? You said 340 or 345?
245
or two. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Spidey here as well. Sorry. But yeah, but like I think 235 would be better. But I mean, it is scary that things are creeping up.
That's the thing.
That's going for every figure. That's going for like every
$10.
figure, not just troopers. It's going for. I mean, look at Spider-Man 340. Like what was the upgraded suit? Wasn't that like 275, 285, something like that?
I thought wasn't upgraded. Yeah, maybe 285 or 295, but then advanced was what 305 or something.
Yeah, it's like they just keep going up. So it's scary.
It's very scary. I haven't seen these pictures yet. I mean, I saw like one picture of the Night Trooper. Gosh, but man, I'm just thinking like which one, if I could only pick one, which one would I rather have, this or Enoch? And this looks really cool too. So I'm just gonna go through these. But Brick, I want to start with you on this. Have you looked at these photos in detail?
I have not looked at these ones. I looked at Enoch earlier, but I haven't really. I think I saw this picture through like some the community, but I never really looked through them. But that last pose, that last picture, damn.
So this is only $5 cheaper than Enoch. It's more of a classic trooper, but still you got the gold kind of wrapped in the cracks.
I like those red stripes or straps, whatever you want to call them.
Straps kind of around the figure.
Yeah, super cool.
Little
is it bad if I don't remember this character though from the show?
Yes.
Remember when they all like turned into zombie troopers? Yeah, this is like the zombie.
This is the zombie version. Okay.
Right.
Okay. No, this is badass. It's a good, cool looking figure. But again, like I don't want to sound like a broken record or boring when we talk about these troopers, but I just when somebody's talking about troopers, I think they're badass, but I don't want to get into, if I buy one trooper, I'm gonna want to buy another one, and then I'm gonna want to like army build and do all this crazy crap. So I can't let myself go there, as cool as these figures are. But damn, I actually like this one better than Enoch. And I might be in the minority with that, but it's really, I'm digging it. Digging it a lot.
Collecting troopers is like a serious dedication. I mean, once you're in, like, it's a rabbit hole in itself. So you look at Star Wars as being its own rabbit hole within the hobby, but then you look at troopers going even further in. So like it's definitely a commitment to troopers themselves, where I have what, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 4 troopers, 5. I have 5 troopers, and I feel like that's a lot for me. Like, so I'm kind of with you on that, where I feel like they're so cool, but I don't need all of them. I'd rather focus on, I think I would rather focus on like Enoch, just because it is more of like a character than just like a figure itself. But obviously Thrawn and Ahsoka would be top on my priority list. So
what else does this one come with? I'm sorry, Graham.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far yet. Like I haven't looked at these. Here, we'll just start here. Pretty much the same stuff. You get 2 blasters, the base, some hands, typical stormtrooper stuff. But obviously
No.
the look of the figure is really cool.
Yeah. Are all the troopers kind of like, he looks very flexible?
Yeah,
Like
they're pretty easy to
posable?
pose. A lot of these are
they
going to be
all?
like these midsection
Sure.
pieces are going to be like free floating, and then these are going to be on elastic straps. It's pretty easy to pose. You have the jumpsuit underneath, which has got a lot of give to it and whatnot. So
Yeah.
yeah, they're pretty easy to pose. You can see like all the breaks in the armor, so that makes it easy to bend the knees and the legs and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
Sneaker, how about you? How many of these are you getting?
I'll just get one.
This one.
I think the tough part is they all look the same. There's no variation, so I wouldn't want to like, in the show they're different with how they look with the straps, unless you wanted to modify some of like the fabric straps. But no, this is one that I'll probably get one of these again. Like this is just a really cool, like I love troopers. I know you guys were just kind of talking about it is hard. It's hard when you get into troopers because like Brick said, once you get one trooper, then you start looking at other ones. And there's so many different variations of them. But for me, like that's part of Star Wars that I've always really, really enjoyed and I've always really liked. I feel like troopers for me are a big enough part of what makes Star Wars what it is, that I really want like those representations in my collection for sure. So I'll get one of these. I'm not going to get multiples. It's really hard for me at this point with wanting to get other things. And like, it's just with how much these cost, it's really hard to buy two of one particular trooper. That's a really hard justification when there's so much stuff coming out. Oh, but this looks really cool, man. Like I love how I think it said like laser etched like markings in the chest piece. I think that's really cool. I think it's also nice that they're doing this fabric. Like I'm glad they didn't cheap out, because they could have easily cheaped out and put like a ribbon or just something cheaper like they've been doing with some of this other stuff. But I feel like they're putting like a little bit more care into this as far as the design goes, like by doing fabric, and it's probably still not all that expensive or hard to do, but makes it a little bit more realistic. So again, this is just like a really cool trooper, and it's probably something that we're going to see again, I would imagine. You know what I mean? This is going to be probably a prominent trooper. I mean, Thrawn, you know where he's going at the end of the season. Like these troopers are not going anywhere. This is going to be part of probably, moving forward, these things are going to be part of Star Wars. So yeah, for me, it's definitely, something I'm excited about. Like I said, I'm glad they put kind of the level of detail and care into this versus, there's troopers also that we get that just don't have a ton of detail and they're really plain. But this one, I feel like offers you a little bit more. And I think that that's a good, a good selling point for this one for sure.
If you had to choose, though, would you choose this one over like a New Hope trooper or Return of the Jedi trooper, like going classic, or something that's cool and different?
No, I would go like a classics. Like if I had to pick one,
right,
at one representation in my collection, 100% you have to go with like a classic original Stormtrooper. Like that's one of the most iconic. Like if you're collecting Star Wars, I would definitely want like like a classic Stormtrooper is kind of a different level.
Right.
And there's probably some other variations of Stormtroopers that I would put above this one, but nevertheless, I still think this one's pretty cool.
Very good.
Troopers are tough. Troopers are hard because like
it is, because it looks
it's really
so
hard,
cool,
man.
but it's hard to justify when you aren't really getting a character, but it looks so damn good and unique. Same thing with the Remnant Trooper when I was starting to collect, and that thing went pretty quick. A lot of people thought that'd be a grail. Now you can start to see that for a little bit cheaper, but it was a different trooper. Like you really didn't have a whole lot until that came out, where now you're getting this weathered trooper and it looked really cool. So yeah, it definitely stands out. But Dilo, what are your thoughts on this? I know you're close to getting Enoch. Is this one further away for you?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It's nice. I like it. Don't love it. Like I love Enoch. I think Enoch's obviously the better of the two. I'm gonna make that a thing. I'm gonna make that click when I say that stuff there. But
we'll
yeah,
play
I like
that
it.
song. I like it. I love it. I need some more.
I like it. I like it a lot. But no, I mean it's cool in in concept there for it there. But for me, just like what I'm looking at there is I'm looking at it more from a collector's eye as opposed to just admiring the figure itself. Like the fabric, I respect that they tried this here, but My concern with this is that eventually, being collectors and moving parts around, like
I was gonna
how
ask
sturdy
that.
is that going to be?
Right.
Like how's that really going to stay in place there? I mean, if you look at his right thigh in the top where he has it bent over there, he has the ribbon or fabric, or you want to call it, really leaning towards the tip of that there. So I'm asking myself here, okay, if I go overly dynamic in my
True. That's a good point.
idea of what I want to pose it, is that going to be something I have to fix? Is that something that's going to be staying in place? Is it going to be something that I'm going to have to deal with later? Now, if it's glued down, it's not moving, okay, I'll be quiet about that, sure. But part of me is concerned that, like, when you start mixing in materials like this, where it's not sculpted, it's great for authenticity purposes there, but I wonder if that's going to be something that's going to lose its luster when the practicality of it comes into play. Where is it going to look like this after I've posed it a couple times? And that's my only concern about this figure. Design wise, paint wise, just as good as the splashes of gold, the cracking on it there, really makes this figure look really nice. But kind of steal a little bit what Sneaker said there. It's going to be harder for me to justify this because, that's something that the price point will make it challenging for collectors to army build, and that's the appeal of these types of figures, troopers specifically. That is. So, if you got an Enoch that's at $245 and you got yourself, a trooper here for $240, you're already invested almost over $600 when you put taxes and shipping into there. So, question is, how deep does this go? Now, Sneaker brings up a great point. I mean, this is about the long game with these two characters, Enoch and this one here, because just like he's already mentioned, they're going to play a part in the future stories here. So is this I'm going to make an investment on this now because I know it's going to be more worth it later, simply because it's going to be worth more to the story that Filoni's telling? Or am I just going to focus on what's in my lane, the figures that I know I'm going to get from this line, and maybe pass on these here? So It's a tough question. It's a valid question that we should be asking ourselves here. So I'd say, like, I like it, but if you ask me which one I would choose between the two, I think Enoch would win that battle for me every time.
I think I'm with you. I think this is one, if it lasts that long, where it's on like 20% or something like that, I could see myself probably picking this up because it does look so damn cool. But I don't know if this is going to be one that I actually go out of my way to make sure that I get. I don't think so. Like I said, I'm not huge on troopers. I pretty much just collect my favorite styles of trooper, and then I'll have one representation of them. But I don't feel the need, kind of like Brick said, I don't feel the need to get every trooper. I do want some representation, but I don't need all of them. So just my favorites. But Casablanca is a great question for all of you guys. He wants to know, what's the all-time best unnamed trooper? My pick would be the Sand Trooper. I gotta think about this. DLO, go.
Patrol Trooper from Solo. That's my favorite.
Nice.
Okay, it's a good pick, and it's different than you usually hear. So I like that one too. You still have that figure?
Mm-hmm. Indeed.
Very nice. Sneaker, you said Sand Trooper or Death Trooper Specialist.
Yeah, I'd go those two. It'd be it's really tough to pick one main one.
There's a lot of good designs.
The most nostalgic, like probably the one that really comes to mind first when I think of Troopers though, it would be Sand Trooper. Yeah, there's something just always about that one for me that I've just always, like, the orange pauldron has always just been like something that has always stuck out to me, and like the weathered look with the sand. I just love that look for a trooper. So
I'm very happy to have that in the collection.
Yeah, it's a great figure.
Yeah.
How about you, Brick? What trooper is your favorite?
Yeah, it's the Sand Trooper. I absolutely love it. So it's got to be. I mean, that's probably the one I would get. I would either get. I mean, if I ever got a trooper, it'd be the Sand Trooper or the, the original Stormtrooper. What is it from Return of the Jedi? But yeah. So
it's tough. I really do like. I'm surprised none of you guys said the Shore Trooper. I mean, that's a really good design too. But
Cool one.
I think if I had to pick one, it'd probably be the Scout Trooper from Return of the Jedi. That one always really stuck in my head as a kid, and I always liked the design. But the Shore Trooper, I like the yellow, but it's almost kind of like a hybrid off of the Scout Trooper a little bit. But yeah, like Death Trooper is great, but even just classic Star Wars Stormtroopers is iconic too. So it's tough to pick one.
Rogue One though,
Yeah,
I will
they
say
really
has
like
the
that was like a
best trooper
breakthrough.
designs in my mind.
Yeah.
That movie is unbeatable for trooper designs.
Right. Mike says these are tough to army build because all the random cracks and ribbons will be identical on each figure. I wish they came with at least some swappable chest pieces or something. Yeah, it's a good point. I know a single songwriter said the same thing. You know, it's tough because they're all going to be identical. I still think though, if you get a bunch of them together, you wouldn't really notice. But I get it. Chris Santos in the house. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Thank you for being here, my friend. Too sweet to you. Single songwriter says Jeddah Patrol Troopers. Mike says Shore Troopers are pretty awesome too. Ass Troopers are hot too. Ass Troopers.
Haven't heard of that one yet.
Scout is an acceptable answer. Snow Troopers. Oh,
Yeah,
the one that got away.
Badass.
The one that got away.
One day.
What do you guys? Obviously, we get a little tease here as well with a Death Trooper. This is gonna come. Anybody not think this is just a tease and nothing else? It's gonna be there.
They already have
They're
the
gonna
mold
make it.
for it. They're just
They're gonna make it. So
Yeah.
they're giving you a little bit of a sneak so you can kind of prepare yourself for it because this will be next. So
And these, by the way, all these figures, with the exception of Enoch, I think these troopers will come out first from the Ahsoka line when this is all said and done.
You're probably right. First things that we release are going to be the troopers.
Yep.
yeah. So 240 for this, right?
240.
240.
Yeah, it's a little bit high, but
That's steep, man.
you know, with these straps or whatever you want to call them, the fabric, I could see them being glued in certain points, but then being loose. Like I could see like the one connection piece, they're glued down, but the rest it's loose. So the glue, you know, loses its strength over time, or you know, it snags on something. I don't know. I could see it being a little bit of a problem, but I don't know.
Could you see them start getting frizzy?
Like, I hope not.
You know what I mean? Like if you're handling it for a while and then it starts,
Put your gloves on.
right.
Yeah. It's cool, man. I like it. I just don't know if it's going to be something I'm going to be able to find room for, to be honest.
That one picture of like where it looks like it's kind of like a zombie, like with the
Yeah.
hand looking
That's
kind of
the one
limp,
that caught my
like that
eye.
one on the left,
Yeah.
right here on the left. Like if you go back to like where it shows like that one on that looks cool with the open hand where it kind of looks like he's like kind of walking like a zombie.
I was holding
like,
the gun
that's
down.
cool. That is cool, man. Yeah, it's a really cool look.
Yeah, I don't know. I just love the detail too, and the weathering and everything too. It's really cool, but I don't know.
Yeah, this picture too, like that looks cool to me.
Any final thoughts on this guy? They're really hitting us with Star Wars this week.
Yeah, it's funny because Sneaker yesterday in our private chat, you said something. Any predictions? And I think you said like 2 and 2, like 2 announcements, 2 releases. I was like, probably 1 and 1. I was being like Mr. Negative, and here today we get like all this crap. Not crap, but you know what I mean. Just a lot of stuff.
How dare you?
Yeah, that's kind
Sorry.
of crazy for them to do like 2 announcements and then a reveal of like this Death Trooper, like that, that they showed at the showcase. Just crazy.
You can kind of see it's got the green emerald lenses.
Yeah,
I don't know how dark or how light those will be. Obviously, Return of the Jedi are pretty light. I wonder if they're just going to use the same ones or if they'll even stand out a little bit more. They do kind of look dark in certain lights, so I'm not really sure. Probably going to be the same as Return of the Jedi. Man, that's a cool picture. I like that.
It's cool.
All right, well, moving on. We got some releases with these announcements. Any Marvel fans out there? We have the Hobo Goblin is finally here. I know Brick called this one that they would get this out before the end of the year.
Yeah.
Brick and DLO have the normal suit Goblin. Looking at these pictures, do you boys have any any resentment, any regrets that maybe you wanted this look instead, or are you happy with the one that you got? Where are you guys at with that? Because there's a lot going on here. This looks super cool with the detail and the hobo look. So I want to know, like, in all honesty, are you guys happy? Are you gonna just get both, or you good without this? Whoever wants to jump in
DLO,
first.
I'll let you go first.
Yeah, sure. This hurts. This hurts a lot. I guess, yeah. No, it's, that's the thing. That's the promise I made myself in the beginning. I said I was going to pick one. I didn't pre-order either one, of course. So I knew whichever one I picked, I was going to regret. I was going to regret it, and I was going to. That's just kind of the way the game goes, right? But the fact of the matter is, this figure with a glider takes up a lot of space. So getting both of them is not practical for most collectors. So it came down to the simple things here. Like, hey, as one looks cool, one is nostalgic, and for me, I always say to myself here, like, go with your gut when it comes to your memories of something, because at least those won't betray you a couple months, maybe a year down the road, when the new car smell kind of wears off on the figure, if you will, and you just think about, man, I should have got the other one. No, don't get me wrong, this is no indictment on this figure. I think this figure is phenomenal. I love it. But if I'm talking to the collector who has to choose, and if who doesn't have to choose, that's on you. You get both. You're gonna love both. They're both great. But for me, it's just like, go with the one that you're most connected to, because that's the only thing you can do. There's no right or wrong answer for this. But for me, I needed to go with the original one. I remember the 2001 movie. That was my first, Spider-Man in the movie theaters. That was my first villain in the movie theater. So I went with the original one here. But as far as like looks are concerned, I love the armory upgrades. I love the throwback to the ripped up hoodie there, just to give him that more traditional Goblin comic book look there. I think the going with the head sculpt as opposed to the sculpt is very inspired. As far as like from a movie choice there, I thought it was really cool. But I can see from collectors, and I've seen a little bit so far, a lot of collectors are looking now for the Green Goblin head sculpt. And I think they're going to put that on this one over here and make their own personal, like, ultimate Green Goblin for the movie. So, I'm excited for this for collectors. I think they knocked it out the park. I think it's an absolute 10 of a figure for them. And love it. But I'm not gonna bring this one home. I'm happy with the one I got.
Yeah, I mean, even just the rips and the tears and the suit look amazing. Brick, you have the third party Goblin, and then you got the Hot Toys. So
yeah,
kind of two of the same. How are you feeling about this one? You kind of knew, but like, now that it's out, how are you feeling?
So I actually had this one pre-ordered. I've said before, but I was definitely newer to Hot Toys and did not really do my research. I thought this was the only figure out of the two that we were going to get this William Dafoe head sculpt. So I was like, I have to get this one. I want the, all that. For some reason, I remember looking at the normal Green Goblin and something was blurred out on the picture and it ended up being William Dafoe's head sculpt for like the traditional suit. And once I found that out, like the whole time I had this pre-ordered, I was like, man, I want the traditional Green Goblin. So I ended up getting the Fiend. And when the Green Goblin came out for Hot Toys, I said, you know what? Screw it. I want to get the best Goblin possible because I'm a DLO on this. You have to go nostalgia. Now, I was going to go just have the Fiend and get this and put them side by side. It'd be cool, whatever. But I had to get the Green Goblin, William Dafoe's head sculpt with that. I did not need both of them. This is a really cool figure. I'm with DLO on that. I'm with a lot of people, I'm sure. It's probably one of the most badass figures of the year. I would say probably top 5 in my opinion, looking wise anyways. Am I going to regret not getting this? No. Am I still going to want it? Yes. But I'm happy with the choice that I made. If I could only have one, I would definitely choose the original one. But yeah, I mean, it's cool. are we ever going to see this figure again? Is it going to stand out in your memory the way that the 2001 Spider-Man did? It's the Power Rangers looking Green Goblin, like everybody was like, giving a bunch of crap too when that movie first came out. Like, why does he look like that? And now everybody loves it, right? And then it comes with the Defoe head sculpt that comes with this. And I think really the only difference, I mean, the armor, but like with the head sculpt are those goggles. And I'm actually, you guys know me with Hot Toys. Like I'm just not a fan of the way they do glasses and goggles and the strap. If there's a picture with like the strap and it just looks like it's going to break. But I would say this is like a other than that, like a 5 out of 5 figure. This is a love it. Probably gonna want it later, but like DLO said,
it's working.
Takes up a lot of space, man. A lot of space, and it's tough. I don't know if I could have both in my display. Shit, I already have the Fiend and Goblin.
Right.
So
Well,
I mean, obviously with Goblin, I have Defoe's head sculpt,
right.
But
Jazzy even said, like, why couldn't they have made it where this guy just came with the glider or didn't? Like, you could buy it separate, because if you already had the other one, you don't need 2 gliders.
The normal Goblin did, right? The normal
easy
Goblin
to include the
came
glider
without the glider.
Sneaker, I want to get your thoughts on this, but like
Goblin.
I'm looking at this and I don't know if it's just because it's such a cool looking figure, but there's like a small percentage of me that is like, is this available on Sideshow? This is completely sold out, right?
Sold out.
Yeah, so it's probably not going to happen, but like I could see one day maybe me wanting to get this because he is so cool, but at the same time, it would have to be on a discount, so it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Where are you on this? Because you and I are kind of like, we're in the same boat. I'm more DC and Star Wars than some of this like Marvel that's not MCU, but where are you at? Like, any thought that you might get this?
I'm kind of like with you as far as like, I'm pretty selective when it comes to Marvel stuff and like starting to dabble more into DC, but just more selective overall outside of Star Wars. But it's hard because the No Way Home line is like really enticing. And I honestly, like, there's one part of me that like, I would love to get this stuff. It just doesn't mean as much to me, and I just can't. I can't do it. And then another part of me kind of feels bad that you guys have to like deal with how many figures they're coming out with right now and how many they've dropped in such a short period of time. Another thing is like, this is an interesting choice for them to have just come out with the other Green Goblin. That's also a No Way Home Goblin, right? Yeah. And then you have this one that's releasing in such a short amount of time in between. And like you said, like you have to choose whether or not, like, do you want, a lot of people are probably only going to be able to get one. And then if you're going to get the other one, you're going to get 2 that both have a glider. And that's an easy thing as far as like a business decision. They're going to just put a glider in there because they can, and they already have that's an easy thing for them just to include in the box to make more money because they're already making it, Right. So I'll say like overall, I just feel bad for like No Way Home fans because this stuff like looks so good. This is an awesome figure. This is like, and Green Goblin's really cool. When I think of Green Goblin, I kind of think of like the older Spider-Man movies. You know what I mean? But a little bit more nostalgic, but I don't think like this is something that at least anytime soon that I would consider picking up. Potentially down the line, is this something I might look back on and be like, oh, this might be like something that I want to add later, maybe. But like we've been talking about the last few weeks here, like there's so much stuff coming out, so it's just and like like DLO said, you can't like, it's the holidays right now too, so it's just like it's really tough. But this looks really cool. And like, I would say, I don't know how DLO and Brick, you could probably speak to this too, of like, is it justifiable with like how different they made these look where you could see yourself like having both in the collection in a different way now that like you both have like the other Green Goblin, like the original suit already? You guys have any thoughts on that? Like how this would fit into like what you'd want to do in your display?
Well, I can answer. I'll go first here, Brick. See he might pick it up tomorrow. I can see it on his face.
He's just eating away at him.
He's so struggling with this. I'm probably more like, I'm definitely not going to do it. Or the answer is no to your question. See, Rick, I'll let you marinate on that a little bit. Yeah, right. Like that is the face of a man who has no idea what the hell he's going to do with his life. There he goes. No, we love you, Brick. But no,
It's
I mean,
tough, man. It's tough. It's tough time. Like this line is
I
very
mean, if I'm
enticing.
considering, like, I'm looking at it and being like, damn, that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind having that. Like,
if I could have done it all over again, if I could speak honestly, if I can do it all over again, if I really, really, really wanted to complete this, because the space is the issue here, because I've dedicated like a DF60 solely for this line here, and that's not easy because, you know, I have Mysterio in there who technically wasn't for the movie, but he has a flight pole. I have, you know, Doc Ock with his tentacles. That's a very big figure as well too. That takes a lot of space. I threw Venom in there because, you know, I want my own version of the Sinister Six. So, you know, there's a lot of figures that require a lot of space in this line. So to have two gliders, it really is a luxury if you're going to be you know, using more space in your whatever you're using to fit all that stuff in there. But I will say this here: had I did it differently, what I would have done was what I should have probably done, because I hate to miss on the suit because the suit is fantastic. It's the same glider. What I should have done was I should have got the single Green Goblin, and then got this one with the glider, so that way I could have one standing and one on it there, and then have both looks there. But you know, I didn't think about it that way at the time. Plus, that's an expensive option that I just kind of proposed as well too. Because I mean, I think what was it, Brick? What was it like? Almost $300 without the glider, anyways.
Yeah,
like 285 or something like that.
Yep.
So,
like that.
You know, this is not cheap. I mean, it's like a $400 figure on top of another potentially $300. I mean, that's a lot of money.
And then the whole line on top of that, like if you want the other figures in the line, it's just crazy.
What single songwriter? What he's saying though, really just, I mean, having this Green Goblin that I have, the original suit, once Toby comes out and I put Toby next to Goblin, it's gonna look so badass. Way more than I think personally than if Toby was with this one. Now I know this was more Tom Holland's, like the comment says here, version, but I don't know. It's that classic
I think he's
nostalgic
saying get both,
look,
and that's how you can display both.
Right. Yeah, for sure. But I'm happy. I mean, if I had to go back, I would do the same thing.
Brian Wong in the house, Mr. Maju Space himself. Thank you for being here, my friend. Again, going to be on Brick's stream this Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Central, correct?
9 Eastern. So 8 o'clock, 8 Central.
Okay,
yep.
Right away. Good to have you, Brian.
Yeah, I think one other thing, Brick, like what you're saying is like you're gonna put him next to
Toby.
Yeah, to Toby. So it's just like this line just pulls you in all different directions, and it bites at every single thing that you like about all these different Spider-Man characters. You know, where you get Andrew, Tom, and Toby. So you just want it all because you like all that stuff. It's just I'm glad I'm not into this line, because it's just, I can see why you guys are so drawn to it, and it'd be really tough not to get everything. One other thing I want to mention though about this is like, would you guys ever consider like using these glasses on Doc Ock? Like, is that something you could make fit?
I have thought of. Yes, I've thought.
That was like when I saw this picture, I was like, this could be something that like I know people weren't like thrilled with how Doc Ock's like glasses look, but like, could these work to put onto that character? You know what I mean?
Possibly. I mean, it's just a strap. You know, you can just wrap it over his head. So, yeah.
Good luck to you guys with this line.
Yeah, and it's been a great line. I know DLO is very happy with it. I think Doc Ock is still a little suspect, but man, this looks personally
so good.
From an outsider looking in, I think this is my favorite of the bunch. It looks the most unique. It stands out the most. Could this go with an Amazing Spider-Man from the comic version? Would that go well together or no? With the one that came out for pre-order today?
Trying to find a reason. I see a lot of people in the chat. I think DLO, you mentioned it too. Like this is kind of like a comic inspired outfit.
It would look good with your armored suit that you have.
Oh, my Iron Spider.
I just can't wait for somebody to put the Green Goblin head sculpt on this one here. I really want to see how that looks.
Yeah, that's gonna look
taking
cool.
the Willem Dafoe off and then putting it. That's gonna look really, really good. It's gonna be painful because I don't have it, but it's gonna look gonna look really well in somebody's collection for sure when they do that.
Yeah, this is one I got to stay away from because it looks so damn cool, but how the hell does it fit in my display? You know, it doesn't. So gotta stay strong with this one. So need my Wolfpack to keep me on the straight and narrow because
Right.
look at all the detail, man. And we're all suckers for battle damage, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm not a. I mean, I've seen it in person. Brick, it looks good. The William Dafoe head sculpt, but it seems a little off. But like this, I think the smile is 100%. Like I think the dead eyes is what gets me a little bit. But like this here looks really good. It's just like some of this is where I lose it a little bit. Man, that's great Photoshop right there too. So really, really good stuff there. Really great looking figure. So finally it is here. We also got Wrecker from the Bad Batch that dropped. Are we done with that now? Is everything out? Is the Bad Batch complete?
But no. We still got one more. We still got
one more.
We got Tick.
This is a great head sculpt, by the way.
That's cool. Yeah.
This isn't a show that I really watch, so I'm not going to speak too much on this, and we're getting late on time anyway. So I'm going to let you boys kind of speak to this. Who's jumping in on this? I know DLO, you're a collector of the Bad Batch, so why don't you take it from here?
Yeah, sure. Very excited for this here. It's getting closer to another line down. Wrecker is one of my favorites from the show here. I love this is why I can't get a trooper from Ahsoka, guys, because stuff like this is still coming out here. So yeah, Wrecker's awesome. Big guy of the group. His mask is one of my favorites. His helmet is like sick as hell because it's got like these nostrils that come right out here in the front, kind of like one you would use if you're like using like power tools and there's sawdust in there. Like I kind of like that industrial look to it there. So very cool. I was impressed by the fact that they did justice to the size of the character because he's somewhat of a hulking figure on the show. So I'm really grateful that they were to do that. But for me, the big thing is the head sculpt. Like you kind of said early, Graham, that head sculpt is really nice. I mean, sometimes you kind of get yourself in the mode of keeping the helmets on, but these are characters. And like I said before, if I'm going to get troopers, they got to be a character. There's got to be some kind of story behind them there, just a random, another trooper to collect. That's kind of my new rule with this stuff here. But yeah, the head sculpt is awesome. You can definitely see the likeness to Tamir Morrison on that there. I love the way the design is with the scarring on there with the one solid white eye. Yeah. What else to say? That's the money shot. That's Wrecker. I'm hoping you can actually do that where you just have the helmet kind of hanging on the sculpt a little bit there. May not be good for the paint job, but it'll definitely be an accurate proposal. I can't talk tonight. An accurate look of thank you. No, it'll be an accurate look for how he looks in the TV show there. But yeah, overall, super excited. Cannot wait to get this one in my collection. That is an awesome one there. But yeah, one more to go and another line complete for me.
Yeah, it's cool that these guys are unique amongst themselves. Like they're kind of like troopers, but they're all unique and they all look different and they all have their head sculpts and whatnot. Like I love the detail. Like you get the narrow eyes, but then you got like this cool type of mask here. This helmet looks really good. The screen printed, battle damage or the scratches going on here in the armor. It's really good attention to detail. Again, I just never got into the show. Sneaker, you collect the Bad Batch or?
I do. I have 3 of the 5. Wrecker's coming home as well. Yep, this is one I'm 100% completing.
Me and Brick tonight are like the lone wolves here.
We're losers.
Not getting anything.
I know.
So this is an awesome line. So I actually waited. I wasn't gonna get the Bad Batch originally, and then I got Hunter and Echo for a really good deal in from a website that was like 2 figures. It was almost like buy one get one free essentially. And then really what pushed me over was when Crosshair was announced. That's when I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the Bad Batch because Crosshair is awesome. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but I'm almost positive Crosshair actually has real leather in his some of his parts of his armor.
Interesting.
Crosshair is just a really dope figure. So when he came out and he was announced, I saw how cool he was, and he's like an outlier. He still goes for like $375, $400. Like he's like an outlier right now in the aftermarket. It's pretty crazy. And the other 2 you can get them for relatively, lower price. But yeah, this is awesome. I would encourage anybody who's a Star Wars fan to go watch The Bad Batch. The Bad Batch is an interesting show. Yeah, there's a lot of filler in Bad Batch, which I know it's tough for. That's cool. I know it's tough for a lot of people to get through some of the filler episodes, but Bad Batch season 2 is really, really good. Like if you just sit there, just honestly, just go through the filler because it's not that long. You're talking like a little over 20 minutes an episode. Like just get through the filler episodes. But some of the story arcs in season 2 are just phenomenal. It's some of the best. Like it's honestly some of the best Star Wars stuff you can watch. Bad Batch season 2, and I'm pretty sure season 3 is going to end up happening. I thought potentially in 2024 season 3 was coming.
Yeah, that's the final season too.
Yeah, so Bad Batch is awesome. Like DLO said, I love all these characters. They have like this armor. One really nice thing about all of these too is they each have, like DLO said, a head sculpt. I have Hunter and Crosshair with their head sculpts. I don't use the Echo head sculpt because, to be honest, it like kind of creeps me out a little bit. Echo's head sculpt is like is kind of creepy, to be honest. But this Wrecker one and the Tech one looks amazing. So yeah, I have both of these pre-ordered actually. Wrecker and Tech are both like, yeah, I'll get them. Just waiting. Another thing, this is April to September.
Did you just say that?
Yeah. Did I say Wrecker and Tecker?
You said Wrecker and Tecker.
Oh. Wrecker and Tecker.
I'm getting both of them. These are April to September 2024 window, and we just get a Wrecker dropped on us in December of 2023, 5 months in advance of the window, which not something that I really wanted to have come out right now.
There, this is the money shot right here.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, this is really cool with the scar and like this is just this head sculpt. I also really appreciate what they've done, taking an anime. This is probably the best line I feel like for Hot Toys, where they've taken an animated form and made it into a realistic head sculpt and just actually nailed it.
That's
for all of these characters, they all have really good, like a good cross between animation to realism head sculpt. I don't really have much bad to say about these figures. I love all of them. I can't wait to get all 5 of them. Hopefully they don't make season 2 because I would rather them just do the season 1 armor. I'm not real big fan of the season 2 armor with the color changes. I don't love the color palette on the season 2. I really love the black and the red of the season 1, but yeah, I can't wait to get all 5 of them posed up together for sure. This is a line you have to have. I feel like if you're going to get a Bad Batch figure, unless maybe you're like, oh, one of them is my absolute favorite, I couldn't collect this line without getting all of them, to be honest. So yeah,
same.
It'll be interesting to see what happens with Hunter and Echo, because I know they've been going for really, really, like 150, 160. Some people are getting them for like, once Wrecker and Tech come out, I can see people going back and trying to pick up these, pick up the other ones. And Crosshair is already, he's still fetching a high price.
Yeah.
DLO, you have Crosshair, right?
What's that?
You have Crosshair?
Yeah, bud.
See, that's the tough one. I was going to say, was I right in saying, doesn't he have leather components in some of his armor? I think he has real leather in some of his stuff.
I heard you say that. I'm not sure. I'm looking at mine right now. I'm just like,
I'm pretty sure he does.
It could be. I'd have to double check though. But that's the tough thing about this one, because like honestly, for me, looking at other collectors who might be interested, like if you can't get one of them, then that kind of defeats their whole purpose of collecting. It's almost a bummer there, because I'm not gonna lie, when the Crosshair situation happened, like I definitely had a serious case of FOMO. That was like when FOMO really hit me hard, because it was like, because I'm already invested in, I already have 2 at that point, right? So I'm saying, man, if I don't get Crosshair, I might just sell, Echo and what's his face right now? I can't think of his name right now. Help me out,
Hunter.
Steve. Hunter, thank you. Yeah, I was contemplating, man, if I can't get Crosshair, I'm just gonna sell Hunter, because like I'm not gonna keep going if I can't get them all. So this is a tough one here. So it's just like, for those who, I guess, we're lucky enough to get Crosshair, keep on pushing, but it's going to be tough for other people who may not, not necessarily want to continue collecting these just because they might be missing out on one. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
either you're all in or you're all out. I think that's kind of the way this particular line goes.
Yeah, Crosshair is such a good figure. Yeah, I'm looking right now. I just looked it up. Crosshair has a genuine leather belt with shoulder strap, and his pistol holster is genuine leather, which is just a really weird thing that they would do genuine leather on him, but he is an awesome figure. And like that, this was a figure that I had on pre-order, And I told you guys the story. This was a retailer who, or like a kind of like a secondary, like a distributor who canceled all the pre-orders because their person never put in their batch order. So everybody who pre-ordered them. But then Brick, you had like a buddy that, or somebody you knew in the community who reached out to me with a Crosshair pre-order and graciously like gave me their Sideshow like waitlist conversion. So I ended up getting Crosshair luckily, but yeah, Bad Batch is awesome, man. I'm excited to get these next two for sure.
Very nice. We got Reverse Zero in the house as well. What's going on, my friend? Thank you for being here. Busy night. We got Christmas stuff. We got drops. We got announcements. We're almost at 2.5 hours here. Guys, we can end the show. We can talk about the 89, the Jazz Inc. 89 Batmobile. We can talk about the Hot Toy Showcase really quick. What do you guys want to do?
Well, definitely not end the show.
One in the house.
We couldn't do that. Yeah, exactly. We can't do that.
End it for the people.
No
Let's
way.
go to the showcase. Let's just take a gander at some of these figures that they showed off and talk about what we think about them. So I know, DLO, you were looking at this Feral Predator and you're like, man, that thing looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, it's badass, man. The more I see it, the more I have to have this one. I have 0 Predators. I was not collecting at that time, but damn, how good does this one look here? And I recently went back and watched the movie again, just like, yeah. If I pre-ordered, this would be one. This is I gotta have it. I gotta have a figure for me.
This would be your first Predator, you said?
Yes, very excited.
Oh wow,
this figure's badass, man.
I really wish I could buy this digitally.
Tribal,
so
it's just like
so
back
cool
to basics Predator. Like it isn't like like all the other ones that came out. I mean, for me, like after Predator 2, like I lost interest in the Predator movies, in my opinion. Sure. Like the AVP was okay. The last Predator movie, I mean Predators plural, that was pretty decent.
I like that one. Yeah.
But the newest Predator, oh my god, that was terrible.
Oh, I hated that one.
That was such a bad one. I had such high hopes. They're like, oh, the guy from the first movie's directed and he's a major director. That movie blew. So I was just like, when this came out, I watched it late at night and then turned out to be really good. I stayed up the whole night just to finish watching it. It was that good. So, and as soon as I finished it, I was like, man, I hope Hot Toys would make one. I was like, they won't make a Predator anymore. And then they did. And I'm like, shit, now I got to buy this thing because this thing. Dope. And
this ain't cheap either. I mean, this is going to be a hefty price tag. Anybody else on the panel thinking about getting this?
I would love to, but that price hurts. I haven't even seen the movie yet. I need to see the movie first.
Yeah, I'm with you, Steve. I haven't seen the movie yet either.
Yeah, but this also falls into that category of like, whenever they do a figure that I haven't even seen, like the show or the movie, and it's that badass, I'm always like kind of drawn to those figures. So I would like to watch a movie. I will at some point. But this thing is badass. I can see why everybody wants it for sure.
I just love the tomahawk on the base. That sells me most. The tomahawk right there. Oh, that's just dope, dude.
Dang.
Oh boy.
I need a Predator.
Look at this. Sneaker is gonna pick up all 4 of these.
Oh yeah,
he's
baby.
already got one in house, and then he's going to display them just like this.
Man, I don't know what now that I keep seeing like this, like the update that they did to Obi-Wan, and then like this Vader looks so good, man. This is like, I can't wait for this. This is one of my most anticipated figures of Darth Vader, but this Obi-Wan, I don't know which one I'm more excited for between like Obi-Wan and Vader, because this Obi-Wan looks so good in the base. Like you guys know I'm always talking about how I'm not happy with like these rectangle bases, and they like are going all out for this base. And what better character than the GOAT himself, baby. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Give us a nice dynamic rock base. I cannot wait. The Kenobi line is just so awesome. I don't know
the only thing that I'm all in on so far is the Vader, but I gotta wait and see on everything else. But this is
Kenobi
waitlist
looks
too.
So badass, man. I could not imagine passing on this Obi-Wan.
What do you guys think about the update to the head sculpt? You think it's better? I think it's the mouth still bothers me a little bit, but it's better.
Interesting. Like I feel like the other one that we just saw at Tokyo, I think it was Tokyo
That
Comic Con,
one looked a lot better than this.
It looked better than this one. I don't know if this is like the updated one or not, if it's the lighting of his. I thought they kind of like fixed the mouth, but yeah, that Vader, ooh, man,
That's sick.
interesting that they didn't show the battle damage head sculpt.
Right.
That means I wonder if this one's gonna get pushed a little bit, you know, to maybe that February,
still
like
work in
maybe
progress.
March time.
That'd be fun.
But even without that, that looks just so good like that.
Dude, I had a question for you guys here. Do you think are the gloves different on this particular version of here? Because I've been looking at my Empire Strikes Back one all
Oh, yeah.
day,
They are.
and that
Yeah.
one has more of a flare, kind of poking
Yeah.
outwards, and this one feels like it's more a closed glove, like a more like tighter fit.
These
Well, and
ones
these
are like-
also have the I don't want to say ripples, but the
Like the ribbed design.
ribbed look to them where that one doesn't. I much
Yeah.
prefer these types of gloves.
Yeah.
So Rogue One had these gloves, and then the Obi-Wan will have these as well.
This is basically
The-
Rogue One Vader, essentially, but an
Tarkin
updated
Vader has
version of
these
it.
gloves as well, but A
Yeah.
New Hope, they had the same style, but they were actually like a pleather material. So these are sculpted.
Yeah.
So they changed that. But yeah, I like the gloves. They just scream like authentic Star Wars and like kind of like 1970s stuff. So because I've had the Empire Strikes Back. I don't know. It's just a minimal difference of detail, but I just prefer these gloves better or more.
Yeah, this is badass, man. I almost want to do a battle damage and then get the same Vader to put on my Rogue One shelf, but
See,
I don't. It's tough.
if I were to grab this one, you know what I would put it in? I would put it in my prequel trilogy case, and I would have them paired with Episode 3 Anakin, and I would make that my prequel.
There's
Vader.
yeah. That'd be
That's
really
how I
cool
would
to
do
do
it
like a cool display with both of them.
Yeah,
That'd be
centerpiece
awesome.
like them like back to back,
Yeah.
so to speak, and just I think that would be
Yeah.
if I were to do it. If I were to do it,
Yeah, man.
Still not sold on this Riva.
I'm not sold on Reva. Period. Next.
I think the outfit. I think I really like the outfit and I really like the character design, but the character just like wasn't really all that meaningful for me. So it's really hard. I know, like you guys are talk about this.
Next.
I think she looks like the character, man. I don't really
course
like
you
have a
do.
problem with that sculpt
Look,
too much.
There's
but I
nothing
just
wrong
don't
with
know
the
if I'm gonna read
figure,
it.
but I have such a distaste for the character that
you're not alone in that.
I refuse to acknowledge her.
Look at that. They're showing off Maul there, Clone Wars Maul with these
There you
other
go.
figures. We're doing
Like,
Clone
remember
Wars
me? Buy
series.
me.
Oh, Palpatine,
I'm on
man.
sale all the time.
This one doesn't really speak to me. I don't really care for that, but I'm not huge on Clone Wars either, so that could be it. But much rather just have my Return of the Jedi one. What do you guys think of this? I mean, we've seen the prototype, but
I think it's fantastic, but for me
Yeah,
personally,
this is
I
badass,
want
man.
I want an Episode 3 one so badly. Red robes, and it's just like
Yeah.
I worry that
really good.
with my luck, I buy this and then that gets announced, and I don't want to do that.
it'd for sure happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Good
really
sculpt, but yeah,
yeah.
just not for
really
me.
good sculpt.
I would want, like, yeah, I'll probably get this figure, but I also don't have a Clone Wars Maul. What I would really like if they did Savage Press. He's probably one of my most wanted Star Wars figures is Savage Press from the Clone Wars.
Yeah, that's not the first time you mentioned that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you said it
him
quite a few times.
having him, Maul, and Palpatine. Their lightsaber, like Maul versus Palpatine versus Savage and Maul is one of the best lightsaber battles in Star Wars.
Love it.
Like
Oh,
having those three
shit.
together would look really cool.
Oh, my lady, Hera, she's here.
My lady.
My
My
lady.
lady. Oh man, so here's the Ahsoka line Death Trooper here showing off in person as well. Yeah, Chopper. Where the hell's Enoch?
Right. That's
Yeah,
what I was
where's
looking
he?
for.
That's a good point.
Enoch is announced and Death Trooper isn't, but you got Death Trooper out there, so it's odd. Yeah, they
Really
look great
cool.
together.
Man.
See, Trumbull Dust is gotta go. Thanks for the stream. Thank you for coming, my friend. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Yeah, this looks good too, man. Like you guys said, it's going to be a great line. Thrawn in the back there. He looks great.
Yeah, they could have posed Ahsoka better, but still
Yeah,
looks
they
awesome.
could have.
Thrawn looks awesome too, man. They also should have put the Phase 1 helmet on Rex instead of just giving us the same.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they should have just put the Phase 1 on him. This is like lazy, I feel like.
A little bit of a better look at the Death Trooper as well.
I think the black and red actually looks better together, if I'm being honest, with the Death Trooper compared to the regular one.
Yeah, Ahsoka looks a little disoriented.
Damn, that hair looks amazing.
Hera looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
She's
Her and
good.
Chopper together just look so good.
So I'm just, man.
Mm.
She
Look
looks
at
so good, man. That is like spot on.
Damn.
It's crazy.
That's where I'm having a tough time. Like if we go back, where do you stop? You know, like
you
I want
you
Thrawn,
don't.
I want Hera, I want
This
Ahsoka.
line is crazy, man. This is the No Way Home line of Star Wars right here.
But then I don't know if I really want Sabine, but I almost feel like I need her, and I'm not a completionist at all. But I still think she's part of that core. So, and then Chopper, you got Chopper too. Like, oh man, it's gonna be
Yeah.
tough when this thing comes out.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start with Hera and Chopper, and then go from there. Probably Ahsoka next, and then Sabine. But
Ahsoka looks
Thrawn would probably be next.
better, but
Ugh.
yeah, it's
Easy line.
it's a slippery slope for sure. Ahsoka definitely looks better than the Mando one, but even here though, I'm not like super impressed. I mean, it's good, it's better, but what do you guys think?
Head seems going to be on the big side. Is it just me? Just maybe the pose they have.
Yeah,
right?
I was
the
looking
I think
at
the-
too.
I think the Leku is a lot like the length of the Leku is probably throwing it off a little bit too because we're used to seeing it shorter.
True.
Like her Leku is a lot longer here for sure.
No,
Also,
it's-
I don't think the lighting is great with her face on this one.
Should there be that much of a space between her cheek and the Leku, or is that how you say it, Leku? Sorry.
Yeah. No, I think
that-
I think that's right.
yeah,
okay.
that looks normal. But I don't know. It just I don't know. It feels like the head's kind of big, but it could just be this angle here. It could be the pose itself, but
I think some of it is the robe over the top too, where you
Yeah.
can't really see the proportions of her shoulders.
I
and,
guess
like, her
yeah, the
upper
white is
body.
probably
It's just
watching
like a
some of it out
blanket.
as well too.
Yeah, it's
that's
just like
possible.
it looks like a blanket, and then her head. You can't like see any of
Right,
her body
right.
proportions.
That hair is looking gorgeous, gorgeous. Cannot wait for that one.
Man.
Yeah, I'm going in on this line, man. I mean, all the main characters done. I'm not gonna get Rex as much as I like Rex. My Clone Wars Rex is sufficient. I really like that figure. So Sabine looks good. I think Sabine has a really good color scheme, but I just didn't like her as much in the show.
Yeah.
Like I like her more in Rebels than I like her in the actual show. That was just my 2 cents about that there. But
I think Hera might win best sculpt for this line based on what we're seeing right here. I think
Yeah,
Hera
I
like
can't
has
really
the
argue
best
with
one.
that.
you think she's beating Ahsoka though? You really feel that way?
I
you
think
she's
so. I
better?
think sculpt wise, like Hera is like the one that really looks just
That's,
like
that's bold, man.
Perfect,
From this
man.
video, I would agree.
I don't think it's
Yeah,
that
from this
bold.
video,
I
she
mean,
looked-
I think
I
it's
think she
Thrawn
looks
and
perfect, man.
Hera have the best sculpts so far.
yeah.
Maybe I just appreciate Ahsoka because I know we're coming from the other DX that how much this is.
I think
improving.
Ahsoka's is great too.
It's
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's probably leaning more Ahsoka, but Hera is no slouch. I mean,
Yeah.
I can't argue with somebody who they think is first there for sure. It's good.
I wouldn't say this is a forgotten line, but it's damn near all here already. We're really just Moff Gideon waiting on him.
Yeah, pretty much.
So, but they look great together too. I mean,
Yeah.
Axe Woves, Casca, Death Watch,
Got them all, baby. Hell yeah.
stuff there.
Yeah, I gotta catch up on those.
I'm
those
surprised you don't have
ones.
Bo-Katan yet. That's kind of weird,
Yeah.
but whatever. I have the big three. I got Mando, Armor, and Bo-Katan. I don't feel the need for a Moff Gideon. I didn't know. I didn't think he was that great of a villain.
You always got to get a villain though, Graham, in Star Wars. Like they're just so rare to get. You see one, you just grab it. You don't think
Yeah.
about it. Honestly,
That
you don't
season
think
2 one
about
looks great too, with like the
really
Mandalorian
does.
/ Darth Vader inspired armor. Like that's the one I'm getting for sure. And helmets going on.
Brick needs this Chrome Mando.
Yeah, I do. I need me a Mando.
Ooh, look at him.
Yeah, he's
Come on.
sexy.
One Piece. You guys want to talk about that at all?
No.
Me
good
neither.
show, good figures.
Good show, though. Yeah.
Oh, look what we got here.
Oh, my future
Little
figure
fighty
from Brick.
action.
Oh, man.
Oh.
That camera is so nice.
Another thing I don't know if we
Reverse.
talked about much is like the one thing that's going to bother me about that Spider-Man figure is the forehead seam, where the lines is
Yeah.
like squiggly along the seam. That's one thing that I didn't.
That was a
notice
little rough.
until-
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one thing I'm like, these seams are not great. I don't even know if you could see it in this video.
Yeah, I don't think so. But I know what you're talking about. I have seen it.
Yeah, where the web
the
lines go
reviewers.
along like the side of the seam, and then you get a little squiggle as it goes up.
Yeah.
I also don't like the bunch in the neck. It almost looks like a turtleneck that he's wearing. Kind of bugs
Yeah,
me a little bit.
the big neck seam that he has. You're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Hmm.
little.
See, this one looks pretty good at the forehead.
Like body proportion wise, I absolutely love
Yeah,
this
is
one.
cool, man.
Yeah.
Spider-Verse stuff.
Okay,
Got the
that
suit.
Spider Punk is going to
2099.
be one of my favorite figures. I already know it. Looks so
Remember, it's funny seeing the 2099 after like.
good. Oh yeah.
they-
For real.
The
It's
uproar.
fun. It feels like that's like an afterthought now, but yeah, that was crazy when they showed
Any-
the one, when they had the one. with all
Anybody
the
else
exposed
getting any of these
joints.
figures?
No.
I still
No?
haven't seen Across
Oh.
the Spider-Verse, man.
I
still gotta
I
watch
really
that.
like Across the Spider-Verse, and I wouldn't mind Gwen and Miles, but it's one of those things with my OCD about having animated, and then the rest are like real representations, and I don't know, I could never get over that personally.
Yeah, I'm
So
in
I
the
never
same
bought
boat,
in.
dude.
But I will say, as long as you have like the Spidey mask on them, they go and blend very well with
Sure.
the rest of the But if you put
Yeah,
on
and
like Miles' head sculpt, then
Aren't they like kind of smaller proportionately though too?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
a
mean,
They
little
look
bit.
like they're kind of
Kids,
skinnier
too.
and like more of an
Yeah.
animated
Yeah.
look to them size wise.
Yeah.
But I see it as their kids, and he looks really good.
they can definitely work. Just for me, in my mind, I don't know, I couldn't get
Yeah.
I couldn't get past that because I
I
love
can't-
that
this-
movie. I love the
This
first
is one of
one
my
a lot.
most. This is one of my most anticipated figures right here,
Yeah,
Spider
he's
Punk.
be looking.
Gosh, and then his other head sculpt too, with his big hair popping out. Oh, looks good.
This is another line where I feel like I would feel like it would be hard to place this in my collection with just one of them. Like you
Sure.
need to get them in like a group to get it to look cohesive rather than just
Mhm.
having this like
Sure.
next to another figure.
Why is there no Peter B. Parker yet? Can't
I
believe it's
know.
weird.
Like, come on. You
The
could he
likeness.
could have his little baby with him, on his stomach, hanging
Yeah,
on him. It'd be so cool.
best accessory of 2024.
Yeah, little baby. Come on now.
There's your Venom, everybody.
Man.
There's your Venom.
Mm-mm.
Looks pretty dope.
Yeah. These
Tommy,
You know, I
like
still haven't played my game yet. I still have not
Oh,
opened it up.
Oh man.
Come
You're gonna
on.
play it and you're gonna want that figure.
John
I'm gonna play it over
100%
this weekend.
Sick.
Yeah, over
You're
the
gonna
weekend
want
I'm
that
play it.
figure 100% after you play it.
Look at that
Well,
John
Milwaukee
Wick
these figures
pose.
100%. Ooh, look at that. Some John Wick goodness. Look at that.
God, there's so much good shit coming out.
We are.
Brace yourselves,
Welcome to
everybody.
the hobby, my friend, where it never
Oh,
stops.
2024 is gonna be crazy.
That's good. He's got the rolling eyeballs, right?
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Donnie Yen though too. Don't sleep on Donnie Yen.
Don't sleep. Ooh, I'm in love. Oh,
We
just
get it.
Midnight to 6.
Whoa.
gosh.
Whoa. Go back
I
to
don't-
the other one.
I don't understand how this thing exists. I mean,
Is that
he looks like a squirrel.
yeah, he looks like a pigeon. Squirrel, pigeon.
You know, when I was watching this earlier, like I do like that bat cycle he has,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
I would totally rock that bat cycle with the new 2.0 BVS Batman.
Tactical. or the tactical even.
or tactical
Yeah,
even.
yep.
But like the new BVS with a bigger body, I think it would look better with that one.
But even in the movie, like obviously this looks nothing like Ben Affleck. But
Nope,
even the movie,
Ben
this is seamless here, and here it just looks bad.
This armor is not appealing to me at all.
No, it's not flattering either to the
This
figure.
weird
or the
honeycomb
person.
looking. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point of it?
This
Pick a
motocross
bike,
armor.
guys. Pick a bike. You can have one. Which one do you take? I take the Batman.
I'll take Flash all day long.
Flash?
Yep.
The Batman.
I take Flash.
Interesting. There's no wrong answers, but I was curious to see what you guys picked. Okay, let's do this. Pick a Batman. The Batman or the Flash? This Flash.
The Flash for sure. No.
That was a good one. You gotta go with the Batman.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Now go with
Oh
a figure.
boy.
It's back
Guys,
to
I'm
midnight.
starting to have second thoughts on this Batmobile, and it's waitlisted. But I don't
I
need
can't wait for this figure.
Wait, what is
What's
your
the
second
difference-
thoughts about? You have a Batmobile.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
What's the difference between the two? What is this? I forget. Is this a
I can
straight up
see it right
reissue?
now.
What are you talking about? The
Is this a
Batmobile?
straight up reissue? Yeah.
So I sent you guys the size difference, and it's
Yeah, it's a
very
little bit different.
minimal, but there is a size difference. I'm assuming paint application is going to be different.
Did they say
Outside of
what?
that-
Did they say it's a reissue, or like did they just specify it as the Batmobile?
I don't know. Chat, do you guys know? Is it a reissue or is it a 2.0? What's different in the thing?
Yeah, about the Batmobile.
Mine's incomplete. Mine's got some scuffs on it.
Oh, you definitely need to get this new one then.
Say less.
I don't know, man.
Man.
It just looks so cool.
Are you getting
Obviously-
the Batman?
I'm getting the Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
Deluxe.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
This doesn't like. Maybe I'm in the minority. This
You are.
Batmobile doesn't
are.
really
Stop
like.
you right
This
there.
Batmobile doesn't really
Just-
like.
yeah,
this
don't say
doesn't
it.
do it
Don't
for
say
me.
it.
This Batmobile doesn't do it for
What's wrong
me.
with you? No, why would you?
It
do
doesn't
that
do it
figure?
for me. I think it's cool, but like I could never.
He's a
I
young
could never buy
kid.
it.
He's a young.
I just watched the movie. The movie's fresh on my mind.
Oh, it's so
Yeah, you
bad.
still don't like it?
Did you see Returns yet?
It's cool.
even
It's
cooler.
cool.
in
I just
Returns.
I would never buy one.
Everybody's
um,
saying get the
haven't
Jazz
seen
Ink
Returns
one,
yet.
but do you guys you do understand that the Jazz Ink one is more than double the price, right?
Yeah.
I'm poor and I can barely survive in this hobby. I can't get the Jazz Ink, but
Yeah, more than
And I
double
do-
the price is hard to swallow, man.
right. And being that I already have one, it's really hard to just justify getting Jazz Ink. But I saw the video today on Mafia's channel, and it does look pretty sick, and it's going to be the most accurate, 1/6 version of it. But this one's not a bad alternative. It's a little shorter, which bothers me, but Tumblr. I'm surprised
cool.
they're showing this.
Yeah, it's interesting.
What do you mean? They're trying to hawk their
trying
shit
to-
right now.
They're trying to move it out
Trying
of
to
the
get
door.
it out of their warehouse.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that Batman looks nice. That looks different than mine.
Why is it better?
The cowl looks better. Yeah.
It's
Something
probably
that's
the angle.
bothering me is the '89 Batman.
Oh, it
His
is?
cape.
Yeah, it looks a little poofy.
I don't like that. Is that
It's not
I don't know.
accurate. No, it's not accurate.
okay?
You definitely
You're
you're
looking
gonna
at
want
the
to get a custom
texture?
cape for that.
Yeah.
Are you looking at the texture brick?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of like the style they're going with lately. Like they did it with Tactical,
Mm-hmm.
Batman Forever. Now this one. I don't know.
bothering me.
It's not
They've used that
pleather.
one for
It
Kylo
just
Ren
kind of
as well,
looks.
too.
Yeah.
That's their
But
go-to
it's-
material.
You guys are all getting this? The
Yeah,
figure?
yeah, I am.
Just the figure.
The
Yeah,
figure,
You are
yeah,
getting this?
with the statue.
I don't know if I'm gonna get mine just because I have the '89 DX, and it's the cowl is what really is like makes me want to, but it's just like I don't feel like there's anything wrong with mine,
Yeah.
So
Sure.
it's
I
tough.
might have to get a custom cape for mine though. if it's going to be that that kind of bulky on there. I think that's it then.
See, there you go. Oh, by the way, guys, you see all this stuff that we still have on our show? Guys, save money when you spend this money. You see that?
Yeah.
That's why I was there.
Save big money, man. All right, well, cool. We're almost at 3 hours, which is obviously longer than any of us wanted to go till. But no regrets here. I mean, it's fun talking about all this stuff. There's a lot that just dropped. So blessed to have it drop before the show as opposed to after the show, so we can actually talk about it and whatnot. So yeah, I think we're going to get going, but really quickly, guys, really quickly. I want to ask you, being that Christmas is around the corner, what's your, and you don't have to be long-winded or anything like that, but what's your Hot Toys Christmas wish? It's one thing you could wish for, whether it be
that I have one figure under the tree.
There you go, one figure under the tree. How about you, Brick?
That my Peter Parker 2.0 comes in this week, and it's not going to happen. Next week.
That's a wish.
Before the end of the year,
That's a
okay?
big wish.
2 weeks.
Make a wish. How about you, D-Lo?
Someone took all the hints and got me a RoboCop.
That didn't happen.
I don't think so.
Again, these are wishes.
Well, I'm also going to dream big, and my Hot Toys Christmas wish is that I get the notification next week that my Batman and Batcycle are shipping out soon.
Hey, there you go.
That
So
would be awesome.
I think, yeah, a lot of these are fairy tales, but that's okay. All right. Yeah, so great show tonight, guys. Thank you guys for sticking with us. Still a good amount of people in the chat as well, so thank you guys for keeping that going. D-Lo, what, if anything, is going on in your channel? What kind of stuff do you want to plug?
I got some free time. I've been working like a dog the last couple of weeks here. So today was my first day off in like 10 days. So
Damn.
Yeah. So got me a new mic. So I started playing around with that there. So yes, still gotta figure it out there. But tomorrow I am completing the room tour.
Nice.
So yeah, so that is gonna be worked on and taken care of, and hopefully we'll have it good to go for this weekend. A little holiday gift from me to you guys in the community there. And yeah, after that, I think I'll have some eggnog, get drunk with my in-laws on Christmas Eve. That's about it. That's all I got.
Awesome. Very nice. We're looking forward to that video, sir. Sneaker, what's going on?
What's going on?
Everybody's
so I'm
getting
gonna be
spotlight tonight.
So I'm doing a review. I'm actually doing an actual review video of Spider-Man Advanced Suit 2.0. I just wrapped up the filming for that today, so I'm gonna be dropping a review. Probably Friday is the target date for that. I gotta do a voiceover on it still, so I'll probably release that Friday. And then I'm at 494 subs, so if you guys could, please, if you haven't already, go subscribe to my channel, because once I hit 500 subs, I'm doing some giveaways. 4 $50 store credits to Underground Figures, and then 1 Maju case, winner's choice, either DF120 or 6110. So once I hit 500 subs, I'm going to plan the giveaway stream. So please, if you haven't already, go subscribe to my channel so I can do the giveaway for you guys, and then I can put out a video for more details. But that's what I'm working on. A couple other figure reviews, and just want to say Merry Christmas to you all. Appreciate you always tuning into the show, and Merry Christmas to all, and to all good night.
Ooh, very nice.
Very nice. Oh boy,
Rick Artemis in the
really,
house.
It's really bright on my side over here. No, I mean the big thing right now is I do have my top figures of the year in my collection. I posted a few days ago. So if you want to go check that out, I think I bought 16 or 17 from this year.
That was surprising.
Yeah. But I only ranked 8 of them. I only talked about 8 of them. Well, 9 of them if you count Carnage and Venom being together. But the big thing right now is having Brian from Magi Space on. I'll talk about that again on Saturday morning, 8 o'clock Central. It's gonna be a lot of fun. We're gonna talk about his journey in collecting Lego and kind of what got him to start Magi Space and kind of go from there. But yeah, we always talk about our journeys, right? So it'd be nice to get to know the guy who has gotten all this for us, and he's a big Lego guy, so I'm excited to have him on. So
Awesome.
Congrats on that again, bud.
Yeah, that's a
Thanks.
big deal. So yeah, guys, go check into Brick Artemis again. Everybody's link is in the description below, so go follow these awesome guys here. My channel, I've been really busy, but I've hit the 5,000 subscriber mark, so I do have the giveaway all set up with Collector Zone. So he's going to be teaming up with me on that. We're going to do a figure giveaway plus a couple $50 gift cards for Collector Zone. I'm going to do a video and get that out probably next week. This week, as well as Brick has done, I want to get my top 10 figures of 2023 that are in my collection out. So I'm hoping to film that tomorrow night and then get that out by Friday so that you guys have that. But, you know, there's depending on how the holiday goes, you know, you guys might see a live stream from me, just kind of random, where maybe maybe Christmas night, you know, if everybody goes to bed early and I'm kind of the one staying up late, you know, then it might be me just kind of getting online, showing you what I got under the tree. If any of these guys want to join me, you know, maybe we'll just get something together. If not, not a big deal. You know, we're just going to kind of see how it goes. So this was a lot of fun, of course, as always. Appreciate you guys watching. And you guys are the ones that make this show go. So appreciate it. Hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and a happy holiday to whatever you celebrate. And hope you all have a happy New Year too. 2024 is just around the corner. And we're looking forward to growing together and growing our channel separately. But yeah, growing this show together as well. So we're excited to see what comes in 2024. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay safe out there. And we will see you soon.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
Merry Christmas. Good night. Goodbye.
Good night.